New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
What is up, everybody? It is Wednesday. I hope y'all having a great day, man. It's hump day. Hope y'all is enjoying yourselves. And if you're all in the Southwest Florida area around Tampa, hope y'all stayed safe from hurricane, the hurricane that we just passed. I lived in Southwest Florida. We had a little bit of rain, not too much, not too bad. So, here we go. Backroom collections, artwork, visors for your mini helmets, and great gift ideas for your office, for your home. And don't forget the visors for your mini helmets. Gives it a nice pop. And W, of course, mine's is Calio Cream. My favorite W energy drink is Calio Cream. You use the link in the description. You will get your 10% off your first purchase. And, you know, here we go. Now, before we got the lineup here, El Capitan, he's going to be coming late night. Last Monday, we did a show with, interview with Tobin. He's got some more great guests lined up. You're going to have to tune in for that. Ali and Color have been killing it in the morning. You got myself and Lewis doing the drive times and the smoke lounge. You got, of course, Crypto joining us. And then Crypto is doing his Monday shows and Thursday shows. And then, of course, TMI Tuesdays. Last night was a pretty good show. We got off the chain. And then KP with his Saturday fantasy shows. I mean, we got so much lineup in the lineup, it's hard to keep track of now. You know what I mean? So this is going to be one hell of a season, not only for the Dolphins, but for the Fins Tailgate Network. Let me bring up my man, Crypto. What's going on, Crypto? The one half of the currency connection. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Shake Bunny?
Hey, by the way, tomorrow at noon, at 12, I'll say let's say 1 o'clock. I'm gonna schedule our 53-man roster release. All right.
Okay, because I'll try to
What time is good for you?
On the show.
You're doing a show Thursday, right? You're doing a show
tomorrow.
What time?
Yeah, me and Color, but we'll probably start around 10:30, 11. It's gonna be short because I have to leave and go to work.
Okay. So yeah, I'll
it's
do
probably
it
gonna be like an hour and a half or so.
So I'll do it after your work. We'll talk later on. We'll hammer out the details.
Yeah.
Damn. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll be done after probably 12.
Damn, I need some more water, man. I'm a little thirsty.
You a little parched?
Yeah, a little parched. As a matter of fact, this community is parched, man. As a matter of fact, we could say we're Dolphins thirsty. But thinking of Dolphins thirsty, I got our next guest in the back. My man, this is about time. This was in the making. My man, Dolphin thirsty. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, thank you, man, guys. That was a great intro. I love it. Kudos to you, man. You guys are, you guys are pros. I love it. Fins up to all of you.
So, what have you what did you think of the 53-man roster cut? And
I mean,
so far, the season so far.
No major surprises. I mean, nothing. There's not one name that you went, oh my. You kind of saw Gaskin. He's the most tenured guy that got, released, and he's since been picked up by the Minnesota Vikings. But that was like kind of a surprise. But really, nothing that shocked me. Kind of what surprised me the most, I guess, is the Cedric Wilson reworked his contract, because we were all thinking, oh, we're gonna have to eat the $7 million, but they reworked it. So maybe that was a little bit of a surprise, but nothing shocking.
What's up, Lou?
What's going on, Shake?
What's going on? What's going on, Lou?
Hey, Lewis.
What's happening?
This my co-host Lewis. He's here on Cuban time, so no.
It's all
What's going
good.
on, brother?
Busy days.
I feel you, man. I know. With, especially with the storm.
Y'all dealing with that storm, yeah.
Oh man, but let me give a few shout outs real quick to, of course, Dolphin Thirsty. What's going on? Liz, good flipping afternoon. Brian's Brains. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? John Featherline, IMAX, Flavor J in the building, Cap for Life, Michael K, Stephen Malloy, what's up? Hey, by the way, man, I real quick, I'm just gonna see. I have a little whiskey. I'm gonna pour one out for my homie. I just want to take this moment of silence for Noah's Ark. It was fun while it lasted. Here's to you. Good luck in Dallas. But other than that, we have the 53-man roster right here. So, what you think, Lewis, of the cuts? Anything? You there?
Yeah. As far as the cuts, looking over the roster, I don't think it's that bad. I think the biggest surprise for me, well, not for me, but for a lot of people, was chosen Robbie Anderson. I think a lot of people thought he was going to be on the roster, and listen, is there a chance he's going to come back? For sure. But I tried to tell people, in my opinion, I think Braxton Berrios was going to be 3. And I also believe they have high hopes in Eric Izakama. I know when I came in, I heard something about Seti. I'm kind of glad he kind of reworked that deal, saved us a little money this season. But, just from what we've seen in the preseason, now, again, it's preseason. Got to take that with some caution. But I think Eric Izakama is going to have a lot bigger role than people might think. And I could be wrong. I think for me, that's just what I'm kind of betting on. So, but I think, Shake, to answer the question, I think Chosen Anderson was the big one for me that kind of got let go.
Yeah, me too. The thing about it is one thing I did note when he was on the field, right? I noticed that Tyreek Hill was in the slot. So the thing I liked about that was the fact that that you could move them. It didn't matter. You didn't know who the slot guy was going to be. They were all interchangeable. So depending on what matchup they saw, they were able to kind of move them around, and it's something that you really can't do with a lot of receivers, man. And if you had a luxury like that, because let's face it, Craycraft, Berrios, those are strictly slot guys. So when you have 3 guys that you could interchange into the slot, I think that's important in my opinion. But that's just me,
Agreed.
So, by the way, real quickly, right as of now, we have cornerback Ethan Boner, Randy Charlton, defensive end Randy Charlton, tight end Tanner Connor, linebacker Cameron Good, defensive tackle Deshaun Hand, linebacker Alexander Johnson, wide receiver Braylon Sanders, and offensive line Alama Ulave is they've right now they're in the practice squad for the Miami Dolphins. So those are the practice squad players. And we have some breaking news. Josh Allen has made the 53. So that's good.
Right.
Good for him.
What a shocking development.
But
Right.
let's talk about this. By the way, I like how Dolphins the Dolphins put their best defensive tackle Raekwon Davis as a representative here. Here we go. We got quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Skylar Thompson, Mike White. All right, I'm gonna go around the room. Who do you think is the? We already know Tua is the starting quarterback. Who do you think is number 2, White or Skylar Thompson? Let's start with you, Lewis.
For me, Skylar Thompson.
Crypto.
I'm going with Skylar.
And Dolphins Thursday. What say you?
I guess I'm the outlander. I'm going Mike White.
Really? Why is that?
I just think I know money's not everything, but they brought him in to be the backup quarterback. Maybe he didn't shine like they were hoping he did. And I know he got concussed, so he wasn't able to play in the last game, but I just do think Mike White. But, I mean, like I said, it's very easily could be Skylar, but I would think Mike White would be my pick.
Mm-hmm.
I like what I've seen that he's done in games. I mean, I know he got beat up in that game last year when he was still with the Jets, but he seems to be liked on his teams. The Jets players all loved him, so I'm just going with that he seems like to be a team guy. And I'm a little biased. He's from my city here in Pembroke Pines, Florida, so I might be a little biased, I have to admit.
All right,
Okay.
and then we got running backs, Devon Achane, Savon Ahmed, Crooks Brooks, Alec Ingold, Raheem Mostert, and Jeff Wilson.
No.
And I mean,
Mm.
trust me, I wasn't opposed. I like Brooks, but the only thing is, again, I didn't like how people were talking about today. I got this shout out to Dolphins. Then if you're on Facebook and you want a great place to go to get Dolphins news and just good Dolphins, it's Dolphins Den. But I got this thing right here that made me fucking laugh. I don't care what nobody says. The highest grade offensive rookies in the preseason, and of course, Chris Brooks was on there. Yeah, listen, when you're going against third stringers and guys who aren't going to make the roster, of course you're going to be. And at the end of the day, he was never a rushing leader on the team even in the preseason. So look, he played a very small sample size against lesser competition. So, and already we're crowning him the next. Not I want to say and it's a big exaggeration. Listen, I'm Cuban. I exaggerate. That's in my nature. But we're making him the next fucking Barry Sanders now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, man. And I heard Lewis arguing on the space, and I agree with 100%. Listen, I think if they make him like he's gonna be the 4th down running back, and if they're gonna give him a small role, but at the same time, I don't expect too much out of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect him to be the next big thing in this offense.
Yeah,
but that's just
enough.
me. Anybody got something else to say about the situation?
I think that's fair enough. My big question is he going to keep number 33? Or I think Eli Apple will come off 33. I've been looking for that news today, and maybe he'll go back to 20 or something like that, because they both wore 33 during the preseason. But we will see when it goes for the. But I mean, like you say, I'm not expecting him to be the big guy. He's not going to be the every down back and nothing like that. But can he contribute and help you win? Maybe so. Pick up short yardage in a needed situation.
What do you think, Lewis? Can you?
I mean, look, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. I know there's a lot of people that are high on Chris Brooks. I like the kid. Does he have potential? Does he have all the attributes? I would say yes, right? But again, to the point of I think one of the guys that missed a tackle in one of the games, he made my Publix sandwich today at lunch. Like he was going against, I mean, guys that were not going to be making the roster. Because again, I think where Dolphin Thirsty just said and what Shake Money said earlier, I think that's spot on. That's a good role for Chris Brooks. But the people I was having debates with today, they're like, "Oh, he's RB1," and I'm like, "Just let's pump the brakes a little bit." You know what I'm saying? Like, let's calm down. Let's root for the kid. Let's hope he provides something this season. But again, I would just throw out the names: Kalen Ballage. I just had the last two that I was thinking of. Zakondre White, Jared Doaks. Right. Remember all those guys, right? That were like, "Oh, this is the new up and coming thing," and they turned out to be, we know what they are. So again, pump the brakes on Chris Brooks.
Exactly. Yeah. But here we go. Let's welcome the first lady and my Gator sister, Miss Pamela Carnes. What's up, Pamela?
Hello. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
So, by the way, we'll get you catch up to speed. Who do you think is going to be the QB number 2, and what do you think of the running back room?
Okay, well, first of all, Lewis, that's Cap. That's Cap.
I heard that, man. Absolutely.
So QB2, I'm pretty sure it has to be Skylar. I don't see anybody else knocking down the door. That makes sense to my brain. I know a lot of people want to say he didn't play well in preseason. I would have to say there was some things going on that may have, made him not play as well. And, there was stuff he did that, wasn't like amazing, but he also looked really good. There was a particular play where the pocket was breaking down and a big dude from Jacksonville had his paws. I mean, he was fixing to take him down. He made the move, kept his eyes downfield, and threw a strike. Mm-hmm. So, I think there's still a lot of talent with that kid. And so running back room, I don't think Brooks is RB1. That's definitely Mostert. I thought that all along. Jonathan Taylor would have been, like a Ferrari in our running back room of, Porsches. Because I think we got some Porsches. But I don't know. Do I have too many metaphors in here?
Yeah.
No. You missed a couple. We got a bunch of Toyota Corollas and some Ford Escapes is what we got in that running back room. Like,
and don't forget scooters.
Scooter. Okay.
More like Mini Coopers.
Mini Coopers. Hey, those are pretty fast little cars. I don't know if you've ever been in one, but they're pretty stylish vehicles.
By the way, they're small, fast, with no muscle. That's why I call them Mini.
I saw that movie. With
that's our running back group
or something.
Hey, by the way, shout out to Josh Allen's IQ is 2 with Jonathan Taylor he's gonna make the list before week 6, so hang on tight. By the way, man, I think he has a crush on El Capitan. Look at that. He's obsessed with El Capitan.
I think he is too.
I think El Capitan. Be careful. You have a stalker, man.
There we go.
El Capitan look like he's encaged in that jersey.
He's always calling him some kind of name. That's always like the first sign of like, ooh, I love you. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we got some F-150s. What do you think, Shake? I think we got some badass F-150s. That's what I drive. I like to see them in the running back room. I like that.
I like the Mostert, and I like we'll see, man. I like Mostert, and of course Ahmed. Ahmed stepped up this big, but like I said, it's just preseason. We'll see. We're just gonna have to see it translate this from week to week. At the end of the day, man,
Yep. I agree. And Pam, you stole my car reference. I was thinking I was thinking about I was going to use that later if they asked me about the running back room. It's
The
funny.
F-150s.
Yeah, the F-150. I was going to say that
Mm-mm.
because people are saying, oh, Greer's lying that he doesn't love. To me, he likes the running back room.
Mm-hmm.
He would have maybe improved it if he could have got a good deal on one of those luxury cars. So he kicked the tires. They didn't give him the good deal he wanted. So he's content driving the F-150s for a little bit longer. That's how I look at it. So I like that reference you use. It's perfect.
Thanks. Yep. That's what I drive. I like my F-150. But
Yeah.
yes, so I was hearing something today that I thought made a lot of sense. We don't know what we need at running back yet, right? We're not positive of what all we have and who's going to do what. And there's a lot of guys want to get their hands on the ball, and of course our wide receiver room is huge. They're amazing. So do we get somebody like a Jonathan Taylor, and then he's not going to get all the snaps and plays that he wants, and then what about the rest of our room? And we don't know what we need yet. So maybe later on, before the trade deadline, if we see a need, maybe we go and do something else.
Well, yeah. Listen, I tend to agree, but if you would have made a move for Jonathan Taylor, that goes out the window. That is your running back room, is him specifically. Everybody else is there to spell, and maybe you have a package here, a package there. Just like what the 49ers did. The 49ers for years, multiple running back, interchangeable, right? Then they pull off a trade for Christian McCaffrey. That goes out the window because you have one of those guys.
But when did they do it, Lewis? When did they do it, though?
Well, and see, this is where I would say they did it where Miami was. The 49ers have a legit contender, right? We know they're a playoff team, but they're not content with playing in the playoffs, right? They want Super Bowl appearances. They're trying to get to the NFC Championship every year, right? If you were telling me a Jonathan Taylor move or anything, Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, if we would have got him, right? Those kind of guys, if you tell me the Miami Dolphins would have went after them in 2020, 2021, I would sit here until I'm blue in the face and tell you, no, please don't do it because we're not ready. But this right here, you don't go get a $30 million season. You don't go get Terron Armstead, that's a top 3 left tackle in the league, right? You don't draft Jalen Waddle. You don't go get an offensive-minded head coach, which I believe you need in the game now. You don't have a top 5 quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa, and those from the statistics, right? That's what he is, a top 5 to top 10 quarterback. That's why it was so intriguing to pull off a move like that, to go get whether it was Dalvin for you or whether it was Jonathan Taylor. If you're going all in, go all in. Don't go halfway in. It's like going into a pool, let's say in March, right? You all want to go in, but it's still a little cold. The water might still be a little warm. You put your first couple of toes in first, kind of get acclimated, then you walk yourself in, right? That's kind of like what I felt with Chris Grier. You sold us a whole bunch of goods, right? And now there's reports they wanted Waddle. Absolutely, Waddle's off the table. I'm walking away from the trade. I'm just saying, there's still some guys maybe out there that, to Dolphin Thirsty's point, Chris Grier, obviously, somebody in the organization, in that building, is not happy with that running back room. They wanted to flirt it with every running back that came available. So I still think there's maybe some guys that you could bring in here to not so much, not like a Jonathan Taylor or Dalvin Cook, but maybe just to help out in that running back room a little bit. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, and I totally get what you're saying. But what I was saying, as far as when did San Fran do it, they did it mid-season. That wasn't a start of the season kind of thing. They looked at what was going on. They looked at a need, decided they had the money, and they made the move. But it wasn't.
But I think Miss Pam, though, real quick, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I'm just saying, I think that's because Christian McCaffrey wasn't available before the season started, right? I think the Carolina Panthers were going to see how it was going to go first. they started losing, right? They were out of contention, so players started coming available, just like Bradley Chubb, right? I think if Bradley Chubb would have been available for us to get before the season started, I believe we would have done that. The problem is we had to wait till the trade deadline because that's when he became available.
Right.
So I think, again, the situations for Miami are a little bit different. We already have the team in place. We all believe that this team is a legitimate, should be playoff team. I got us winning the division, right? That we're so close. It's like, why am I eating my cereal with water when I got milk out there? You see what I'm saying? Like, nah, go get me the milk.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
want the
Like,
champagne. We got the milk. We got the
Yeah.
milk. We got the chocolate milk. We got the strawberry milk. You looking for champagne.
Right. Listen, I'm just saying, go get me. If we're all in, go be all in. Let's go out
Yeah.
here with the ultimate goal of winning and hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. Right? That's what the goal is.
Hey,
All in with
and
some
by the way,
breathing,
real
though.
quick, I just want to give a special shout out to my man Q. What's going on, Muse? My favorite Oos there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 F's. Good to see you, man. I'm glad to see you're back around, back on the panels. The OG EM. I think he cooked you yesterday, right? And I was just playing Lewis.
EM has never won a battle
See
against
half
me. I just want you to know that EM's never won a battle against me.
Bahana.
Who
And
has the aprons?
And before I get to my point, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, fuck you, Two Bones. He says hi. He says hi to Pam. How you doing?
Hey, Bones. Hey.
But no, hey, listen. I thought of the perfect analogy for you, Lewis, about Chris Greer. This is what Chris Greer was doing. He threw his lure in the rod and in the ocean, right? And we're all there, like, oh man, hopefully we'll get some fish. And then we saw this one fish. The shit was tugging. We're fighting it, right? We're fighting it. And just as we was about to pull it, Chris Greer went, cut the string. Okay, bye. All right, no, we got another fish.
Well,
just when we were about to lure it in, bye.
Well, and I'm with you, Shake. Listen, I didn't want Dalvin Cook. I wasn't a big Dalvin Cook guy, but I get what everybody was saying. My two guys would have been a Jonathan Taylor or a Josh Jacobs. But again, if the reports are true, I kind of was a little upset yesterday not hearing all the things, not knowing every situation, right? But like hearing today what Barry Jackson has reported and some other guys have reported, yeah, listen, if the Colts were asking for a first-round pick and Waddle and something else, like, no, I don't expect Chris Greer to do it. But, so, again, I'm not going to kill Chris Greer. I'm just saying, if we ever find ourselves in the near future in a situation like this again, right, go all in. Because that's what has been sold to me for the last couple moves, right? Like, no problem sending the first-round pick for Bradley Chubb. No problem going and get Tyreek Hill with multiple picks. No problem sending players away and picks to go get Jalen Ramsey, right? Which I love as a fan of this team. I love seeing my team going after guys that they believe that are good players in this league and can help us win. But if you're going to do that and you're going to show me you're willing to do that in every scenario, right? Don't hold back now. We are too close. It's year 5 of this rebuild from 2019 to 2023. It's 5 years already. At this point, this is where we all want to be. But go finish the job now, right? And if there's a guy that you believe that can help you get there, I don't care what it costs. Well, let me not say that because I do care. If a Waddle, again, I'm walking away. But at certain points, just go all in if there's a possibility to. And that, I don't know if that makes me extra critical or makes me a hater for saying that, then hey, listen, I've been called worse. But I just want the best for my team, man. That's it. I just want the best for my team.
Yeah, you're a fan. And I think they have gone all in. I really do. When you look at this team, the way we're built from one side to the other, we look really good. We have some weaknesses, of course, but there's not going to be a team ever that doesn't have a weakness. And maybe we have a couple more than I think we should. I saw some things that were a little concerning in preseason, and it had to do with a particular offensive lineman who he false started. He did get flagged for it finally, but I'm telling you, my eye goes to someone that moves off, and we were lucky. He false started so many times on the right side. False start after false start. It happened.
I did see some of that too. One of them, it would have helped us if they would have called it, because it was like into an interception, he actually false started. If they would have called that right there, that play would have never happened. But no, you're right. And I do believe we're all in. Even with some people's thinking we just went half in on the running back. Like I said, I think he likes our running backs. But if someone would have improved the garage of running backs, he would have done it. But he wasn't going to be at all cost. And just remember, Mike McDaniel hasn't even had a first round pick since he's been the head coach here. So that's probably in the back of their mind too. Like, they don't want to throw out first round picks like they're candy, because Mike McDaniel hasn't even had any kind of influence until later rounds. Cam Smith is like the highest pick he's had. So it's just it's good to see that they're just not throwing them out there like candy.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Yeah. And as far as our rebuild being 5 years, I really see it as only 2. I mean, I know we started a rebuild 5 years ago, but this is only year 2 of the coaching staff, and yet we have another defensive coordinator, which I think was a great move. I'm not saying we shouldn't have done that. I'm just saying, I don't see a 5-year not continuous rebuild. I think we kept starting over.
So anyway, let's talk about the rest of the roster. First of all, let's talk about the specialist. We got the most important position back, Blake Ferguson. We got Jake Bailey as the punter, and of course Jason Sanders. By the way, me and Crypto, we agree. Next year they're going to be franchising tagging Blake Ferguson. So
absolutely spot on.
We got wide receivers. Cedric Wilson, which restructured, and I think the important thing with the restructuring is, number one, we don't have the contract for next year, and number two, he's trade friendly now. So if there's a team that's wide receiver needy, he'll be a valuable option if Miami wants to get more assets. But that, as of now, we got Cedric Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Izukama, River Craycraft, and Braxton Berrios. At tight end, we have Julian Hill and Durham Smythe. Offensive lineman, Taron Armstead, and the rest is trash. No,
Lester Cotton, they did bring back Croft today. They brought back. They brought back Croft.
Yeah, Tyler Croft. Yeah, we did bring him back. Because we put a couple of people on IR. So Liam Eichenberg, Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, Robert Jones, Kendall Lamb, Keon Smith, Connor Williams, and Isaiah Wynn, which
hashtag run it back.
Hell yeah. By the way, the thing I like about I'm hoping that Wynn is going to be the starting guard, and then we have Armstead, so that way if Armstead does go out, they could move Wynn out to tackle. But that's just me. I don't know. That's just as far as the that shapes up the rest of the offense. Anybody has some thoughts on the moves we made on offense and bringing back Croft, and what do you think needs improving on the list that I just read?
I think like we can all agree on this. Probably offensive line is the biggest concern.
Yeah,
and I think we're paper thin there. Starters, I think we're okay, but we know Armstead's not going to go through a 17-game schedule without missing some time. Then, because I think Wynn is an improvement. I know he may not be a huge improvement, but he is an improvement. Connor Williams, outside of his snapping, we all see his snapping issues, he's a decent center. And I like Hunt, and I think Austin Jackson has improved. Now we're going to see how much he's improved. But we're paper thin after that. I'm worried about it.
Shout
Right.
out to Papa Paul for the $5 donation. Thank you, my brother. So anybody else have something to say? Listen, at the end of the day, the way I looked at it is this, you know, we got everything except the O lines. Like we got 40-inch rims on a Mini Cooper. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Back with the Mini Cooper again.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, I have to say that I think Connor Williams is a really good player. I know, like all of you, I'm concerned with the high snaps. There was one that just made no sense to me whatsoever. It was so high. I think it almost went into orbit with our satellites. It's very concerning. And of course, it was the one that Tua covered, and I thought he did really good covering that.
Yeah, we're lucky he didn't get hurt. It's just like, I mean, that puts him in a bad spot. Yeah. So,
I mean, what's the point of having all these weapons if Tua doesn't have time to throw to him?
I mean, exactly. But that is like some of the thought behind having a running back that you can just constantly go to. But I just say that Mostert mostly got that done last season. And as I've said before, it to me was, that we stopped calling the run play. I mean, because, we ran pretty good against Buffalo.
I know. That's the one game that made me scratching my head on the play calling. And I'm not a guy that normally, because these guys are, pros, and they know I'm not normally your armchair quarterback. But that game, I was telling my son, what are we doing? We were running it at will, and then we just kind of abandoned it. That's the mysteries game of the season to me. But, maybe they know things that were going on that we don't know. But to me, it just looks like we were having our will with them running against Buffalo on the regular season night game up there. And then it just vanished.
Right. Yep. So that's my concern is, I don't know what y'all think. Like, do you think he's going to be able to settle down and get that under control? Are we going to have to move him to right guard? Or, what do you think is going to happen with that?
That's scary because our backup centers are like basically Eichenberg and Cotton. I don't know. That scares me, the backup center. It's like you better pray he doesn't get hurt. Sorry, Lewis, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. You're absolutely, bro. You're absolutely good. Yeah, no, I think, definitely it's a concern. But I think OTAs kind of hurt him, not being there, kind of holding out. I think he should be fine. This is a conversation I've had with a whole bunch of people. And just thinking back, I mean, we would have to go and do our research and stuff. But off the top of your head, like, how many bad snaps really were done last year? Like, off the top of my head, well, let's say what? 5, maybe 6?
No, you're right. And most of them are in the beginning of the season. That's why I thought he had gotten over that issue. So
right. So, I mean, listen, for a guy that probably snapped the ball over 1,000 times, and we're talking maybe 5 to 10 bad snaps, I mean, again, it's a concern in certain situations. You definitely don't want to see those things happen. But like, I hear people saying, "Oh, he's trash. We should cut him. We should." Like, I again, just like I said about Chris Brooks, I would pump the brakes a little bit. I do think he is a good center, right? Yeah. Like, that's just where I'm at with it.
I think he's a good center too. I like it. I'm just worried if the depth behind him. So,
well, and how teachable would you say that is? Like, I haven't played football.
But the problem is, that's probably gonna cost us a game.
Yeah.
You don't think he can?
Yeah, but you know what I noticed though. But it's like, if you look at the NFL, high snaps are pretty much not an uncommon thing. It happens all the time for the most part.
That's Josh
and not only that,
but yeah, some of them is not timing based offenses. That completely ruins timing based offenses.
But go
Well,
ahead.
okay, yeah, crypto. That's a better point because when you say, "Oh, it could cost us a game," okay, yeah, I mean that's fine. But we could say that we could find any scenario that could cost us a game. The fact of the matter is, it didn't cost us no games last year. And last year was the first time he really played center. Coming to a new team, having to learn a whole new offense, it didn't cost us no games last year. So I'm not going to come out here and say, "Well,
No,
it could cost us
it
a game."
it almost cost us a Jet game.
Okay, but almost. I mean, again, I know Dolphin Thirsty is our guest, and I want to be hostile. But bro,
Game.
if my grandma had nuts, she would have been my grandfather. Like, we can't. What are we gonna play, the what if games? Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? If it almost cost.
Okay, well then when it happens, and then I don't want nobody to have long faces and say, "Well, it was just this game."
Yeah, but sometimes you got
and you know, and you know what's funny is one thing I do. By the way, let me give a few shout outs.
To me, that's a discipline problem.
yeah, maybe.
Real quick, Fred Dunlap. What's up, Fred Dunlap? The number one item on Lewis's menu. We got Adam Sadowski in the building, and of course the man Ace of Spades, and of course the man with the best name in the business, Dolphinaire. Someone we all should aspire to be. But no, look. At the end of the day, think about this. We're one game away from the year before from not making it to the playoffs. And if it wasn't for the fact that the Patriots lost, we were one game away out of the playoffs too.
No, I know that's bad.
The what did say to the Shake Money?
I said 2 seasons in a row that one game nearly last year. One game nearly cost us the playoffs. It wasn't for the fact that the Patriots lost. We would have made the playoffs, and the year before that was all we needed to do was win the Colts game or the Jags game. Those were the games that cost us. I mean, at the end of the day, the playoff race especially in the AFC, it's 1 or 2 games. It's not like the NFC where it's like, teams are in by miles. So one game does matter in the NFL.
Well, and the thing real quick about the offensive line, I mean, listen, we always hear as Dolphin fans, you got PTSD or whatever, however you say that, right? Okay, cool. But let's go down the offensive line, and if we're really gonna break it down, and everybody is I'll bring up. Well,
all right. Here we go. All right, listen. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this exercise.
I know how to say it right now with the starting 5 that's probably going to be out there week 1, and we could just grade it from there because everybody. I understand the depth. We don't have no depth, right?
Okay.
But Terran Armstead on the left side, we would say he's an above average left tackle.
Let's do a 1 through 5. Let's go. Let's say 1 through 5. All right. So who's your starting 5 offensive linemen? And we'll say 1 through 5.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So Terran Armstead is the left tackle, above average. Right?
I say 4.5.
Oh, okay, yeah, 4.5, 5, whatever. I wasn't gonna, but we can do it like that. That's fine. Isaiah Wynn as left guard. All indications, what the film has showed us, he's been very, very good there. I think we got at least a good enough. I would say even a 4, right?
Okay,
that's where I would put it.
I would say 3.5 though.
Okay, that's fine. Connor Williams, right? Top 10 center in his position last year. Top 10.
Yeah.
Right? Above average.
Yeah. 4.
Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt at right guard.
Definitely a 4.5.
Above average, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's only one question mark on the offensive line, really, as the starters, and that would be right tackle at Austin Jackson. So all I'm saying is I get everybody's concern, but when you look at it, this offensive line, right, healthy, and if they can stay together, and if it's that 5, bro, that's not a real bad offensive line, especially if Austin Jackson can give you even average play. I would say you would have 4 above average players on the offensive line. Anything you get from Austin Jackson would be a bonus. I mean, if you can have 4 out of 5 positions pretty much solidified, I don't think that's a bad offensive line. I mean, I could be wrong. That's how I see it, though.
No, I'm with you, Lewis. I'm with you 100%. That's why I ran them off early. I agree. I think it's an okay starting group. Above average overall as a starting group. And we only need average on this team. I think it may be okay. But
Absolutely.
as injuries happen, then I'm going to be getting nervous. But that can be any team
Right,
in the
with the
NFL.
depth. Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And if you think about it, you know, it was a new system for everybody for the offense last season. And, you know, for me, the offensive line, of every group, they need consistency the most and play time together. So I'm hoping that this is, you know, not the learning year of last year where they methodically improved. You know, over the season, the offensive line got better. And so I want to see them start there and continue that improvement.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, man. By the way, before we get to the defense, we got 2 new players coming in. So 2 new contributors coming into the fold. Hopefully they'll be here soon. But yeah, man. So the offense and with this, what are you more encouraged about, the weapons that we have, or the new additions we had in offense, or the fact that this is going to be their second year in this offense?
The answer is D, all of the above. Always D. Always.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah,
I mean, we all have weapons. I mean, you can't doubt that with this
I
team
can't
has
say
weapons.
nothing about the
Yeah, I mean, it's strong weapon rides with
second
top
year.
end talent.
Hey,
Go
man.
Crypto.
No, I was saying maybe the second year. I can't really gauge what
Okay.
the new weapons will do, or any, because
All right.
some of them not even playing.
By the
How much
way,
do you think that counts, though, Crypto? How much do you think having a second year in the system counts? A lot?
Oh, yeah, I would value that more than no weapons on the team that hadn't played with us yet.
So anyway, let's get to the defense real quick. And by the way, Lewis, do you notice they put our best defensive tackle on there, Raekwon Davis?
Raekwon Davis, baby.
Our best defensive tackle
They just love those Alabama players, so the Dolphins love them.
Yeah, and you notice all 3 of them were Alabama players. Waddle.
I know, that's what I was saying. Yeah, because it was Waddle, it was Tua, it was all the ones I've seen have been Bama players.
Yeah, and they're all coached by Pam's favorite coach, Saban.
Satan.
The Alabama Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yep, that was it.
We have the linebackers. We got Jerome Baker, Bradley Chubb, David Long, which I think had a good preseason. Jalen Phillips, Duke Riley, Channing Tindall, and what's up, Papa Paul? And then we had Andrew Van Ginkel.
Hello, guys.
I think they're all going to be
Hey, what's going on?
I think they're all going to be interchangeable. So far, I like this linebacker. They're not all stars, but I think with what Vic Fangio is going to do, we have a good scheme fit. I think that's the word I'm looking for. We have good scheme fits here, and of course we got the defensive line. We got Raekwon Davis, Emmanuel Ogbah, Brandon Peely, Zach Seiler, and the guy we're going to trade, Christian Wilkins. We're going to get rid of him soon. So.
Insert eye roll here.
Safeties, we have Elijah Campbell, Deshaun Elliott, Javon Holland, Brandon Jones, and Veron McKinley. And of course, cornerback room is dead to me. I don't care about cornerbacks anymore. We have Eli Apple, Xavier Howard, Crypto's favorite cornerback, Kelvin Joseph, Kader Kohu, Jalen Ramsey, and Cam Smith. So yeah, let's talk about the defense now.
Well, I have high hopes on David Long. I know that's my Dolphin fan in me probably hoping, and then I'd be disappointed. But that's one, and then I let everyone else talk. David Long is the guy I'm hoping to see have a good season for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphin Thursday pretty much took mine. David Long is going to be the key to this defense right here. He's a
I agree.
linebacker. We know what he does from a read and react standpoint. I think he's the best linebacker we have in that group, to diagnose the play and the way he attacks it, right? The way he can shed off blocks or get off blocks from the offensive line. He just fills the gap. He's always in the right space. Now he's a little bit smaller on the smaller end. As for me, that I like my linebackers. He does come with some injury concerns, but man, if this kid can stay healthy, I think he's exactly what this defense has been needing. The secondary, listen, I think they're fine. I think the starting unit is good. I think the depth behind that is good. Defensive line as well. I need to see more from Jalen Phillips. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ready to crown him yet. Like everybody else, I love Jalen Phillips, right? I think he has everything you want from a pass rusher. I mean, you look at him, he looks like a freak. But sometimes, and again, I'll probably get killed for saying this, but I've never had no hair on my tongue. He looks like Tarzan, right? But sometimes he does play. Sometimes he does play like James. And I just want my guy, my young book and D tackle or DN, outside linebacker, however you want to put him. I want him to show up. You see what I'm saying? That's not me hating on him. I think I said it. I think he has everything you want. But I need more from him. I need a little bit more for Bradley Chubb. And then the interior, listen, Raekwon, as people can say what they want about him. He's not there to do anything but take on double teams, which I think he does. We know what Wilkins is. We know what Seiler is. So defensively, I think we're going to be strong. It's just whatever side of the fence you're on. Do you believe this thing is going to come out humming since week one? We're going to light the league on fire? Or they're going to take a couple of weeks for this defense to start firing on all cylinders? But all in all, in the whole, I think we are pretty much good at defense, on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think when you look at Phillips, all he has done is improve every time he takes the field. The kid, there was so much doubt because of his injury. The kid just is, he is moving forward. And I think Chubbs is a guy, we only got him partway through the season. And the guy does a really good job at his position. He holds he does his job plus some. So I expect to see way more out of him as well. I'm excited about this defense. Defense is always where my heart is anyway, and I expect to see this defense just be crazy good.
I've been high on the defense for a while. We only have so much depth though, because I was really, even Jalen Phillips and Chubb both got ran over in Jacksonville. I'm hoping I am right when like I said before, the defense is going to come out and make a statement the first 4 games. And no one's going to score more than 17 points against us in any of those games. I've been high on them for a while, and we didn't have Jalen Ramsey last year. So it's not like he's a dire need in there right now. But I think the defense were pretty well set, and I'm hoping I'm still right with my prediction.
So don't you think that Ramsey comes in at a time in the season where we need that extra kick, right?
Oh, yes. I honestly think he will be playing at the Germany game.
You're sticking to that, Paul. I hope you're right. You've been sticking to that since the first day I've met you. So I
say we win the game.
I don't know if I'm where you at, Papa Paul, when it comes to points allowed, given that we're down the main cornerback at that position, and the teams that we're playing is pass happy teams. But I don't know if I'm quite there yet.
No,
our offense is going to have to do a lot of scoring in that first 4 games.
Crypto, and I agree with you because watching this Jacksonville game, I was really disappointed in a lot of the defense, and some of them were. A couple of our first round or our first team players were out there, and they were getting run over. And that's where
the physicality standpoint,
they had.
We're not physical.
There was no physicality in that game whatsoever. It was lackluster.
Yeah, no, that one was. You were there, so it was definitely lackluster on TV watching it for sure. Real quick, Paul, before I get a football question to you, I guess you got power, so your area was okay.
We never lost power here. We've had worse storms come through than what with us.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's
I mean, not
even. Oh,
even.
you're in that same region, Pam, as him over there.
No, I'm on the other side of Florida, on the coast, and we got some weather, we got some wind and some rain, but
I got friends. I got
same
friends
here. I'm in South Florida. Just a typical South Florida weather, rainy day.
Yeah, I got friends not 35 minutes sort of northwest of me, and they were out of power and flooded.
Oh yeah. So. What's going on, Color?
What's up, Shake? What's up, everybody? How's everybody today?
What's going on, man?
Hey, Caller.
I see everybody's still alive.
At the same time, I don't think. Oh, one time you showed up. That was cool. Thank you, Caller, for showing up. I like that.
Oh, no problem, man.
Hey, I was telling Dolphin Thirsty today. You're the reason why I found him, because you're giving him a shout out, and I'm like, oh shit. This is during a cup of Color, so I'm like, yeah.
That's how it works, man. That's how people found me, so it's only proper to pay it forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you, Caller. I appreciate it.
That's how we find each other.
That's right.
So I appreciate that, man.
Besides, all them guys are cool. Fun, easy to listen to. Thirsty's always on time with his
radio voice. So it's all good. So, guys, I'm going to be trailing out here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, of course. Let me get your final thoughts. Before you give us your final thoughts,
your expectations? Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick, I don't know what I know about Paul's expectations. Me and him talked about it. What's your what was your record prediction? And then you can ask me what you were going to say. What's your record prediction?
I'm sticking at it 12-5. That's my story. I'm sticking with it.
Okay, Pam, what was yours?
I'm 13-4.
Oh, wow. I'm afraid to get to Kohler. I'm going to ask him, and then I get all of you guys. So, Kohler, you can go next. I'm afraid. Tell me what your win expectation is, Kohler.
You mean my win? I'm sorry. Repeat that.
Yeah, what's your record expectation for the Dolphins?
Oh, my record expectation. I mean, I've always said expectation different than prediction. I've always said, even last year, I expected 13-4, so I don't see why I shouldn't expect the same thing this year. Based on, the changes made this offseason, the, natural progression, all that kind of stuff. If I was willing to expect that last year, I certainly expected this year. So, 13-4.
And Crypto and Lewis, because you guys are all in the same neighborhood as me, it seems like record rise.
Yeah, for me, Shake kind of took mine. I was at 12-5. I think this is a 12-win football team.
Actually, and I tell you what, if they trade Wilkins before the deadline, I'm gonna give them 2 more wins.
I guess I may be the odd man out. I'm kind of an odd man out. I see Color's point about expecting, but I'm just going off the law of averages and things that go wrong in the season. So I'm tallying in. Not if we get injured, when we get injured at key positions. Right. So I'm gonna go to the 11-6 record.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like 11-6.
Because things happen over the course of the season, so I'm not gonna put an expectation on them to do something that it's just things happen over the course of a regular season. Nobody plays a full season. Nobody's proven to be an Iron Man on this team. Given that fact that over the course of a long season, I expect to be 11-6.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I said 13-4 because we might break down a little bit and lose 4 games.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? Christian Wilkins is our what trade asset? I agree,
Iron
100%.
Man.
No, he's our Iron
Iron
Man. As
Man.
far as he plays more snaps than any defensive tackle.
Yeah, remember Iron Man was the first one out of the Marvel universe, so I agree.
Yeah, he was.
Man.
Oh,
He's a big old
I hope
spoon,
1,
I'm
2,
telling
3,
you.
4 F's is not right. 1, 2, 3, 4 F's is. I don't know if he's normally that down, guys, but he's only saying like 3 or 4 wins. I think he said, or something like that, or 4, 5. I'm not familiar. I hope you're not right, F's.
Yeah.
But where can we find you, man?
But no, that's where I land.
Yeah, I'm on dolphinthirsty.com, and here on YouTube, I'm also Dolphins Thirsty, and I have a Facebook page also, Dolphins Thirsty. So,
I'll look you up.
Yeah, thank you, man. And you guys are great. Thank you for having me. Just the stomach's telling me I'm hungry, so I'm going to run out. Yeah. Fins up to all you guys, man. Thank you so much.
You too, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
All right,
Dolphin
Thirsty.
See you later. See you later.
All right,
guys.
man. Have a good one, man. We appreciate it.
And that was Dolphin Thirsty, man. We're gonna have. I'm still working on getting Big E in the fold. I have some other people that I have, coming in, and there's gonna be some times where it's just us. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lewis and Crypto. Doing a la carte things. Of course, the Fintailgate group. So this is gonna be, like I said, a great season for everybody. I think.
I want in on the wine show.
Oh, by the way. I'm gonna do a pre-record this Sunday with Crypto and maybe possibly Von Joe. I'm gonna be doing Prosecco Friday. It's gonna be exclusively on Twitter, on my Twitter. It's gonna be exclusively on my Twitter. Wine Talk Fridays. I'm still gonna figure out what time I'm gonna put it on, but it's gonna be Twitter. Fridays, I'm gonna do Prosecco and fried chicken. I'm gonna do every week. I'm gonna do a new different wine and a new food pairing, pre-recorded. So.
Can't go wrong with Prosecco and fried chicken.
All right, brother.
Come on, Shake. Everybody knows the wine show is when we lose on Sundays afterwards, man.
Yeah, that has to be. Yeah.
No, that's
That should be your premiere, Shake Money. You might have to wait 17 games to premiere it, but that should be your premiere of the wine show after a loss.
Yes.
No, we don't want to do that. Don't taint the wine. Spill the wine.
There are 22-year-olds in Florida who are graduating from high school. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
man, it sounds kind of cool. About right.
I mean, 22, still better than 40.
From Western New York.
Actually, nobody graduates. Nobody graduates for Buffalo. They drop out and go to China and work for iPhones.
Right.
Yeah, they don't.
They all go to Canada and get fake degrees.
Yeah. Those guys never seen a playoff win, and Buffalo has never seen a Super Bowl win. So,
if you see somebody with their MD from Buffalo U, run the other way.
Hey, by the way,
if anybody knows about not graduating to the next level, it would be Buffalo fans.
By the way, I have a friend of mine. He's going to be doing some missionary work somewhere like in those third world countries, whatever. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him look out for those Buffalo 92, 93 Super Bowl T-shirts where they sent out over there. Maybe he'll bring you back one.
Clothe the little children.
Yeah, of course. They think there's a lot of Buffalo fans over there because they think they won 4 Super Bowls in a row. So
good. They love their wings. That's
you got
what
an
they know
updated view of the
Buffalo.
trophy case, Shake Money.
Buffalo.
You have the updated trophy case image.
No. Well, I still have it. It's here, of course. Here we go. Here's the trophy case right here.
Yep. White red belong standing there empty. Buffalo's winning 4 games this year, Michael K.
And
you
they're
heard it here first.
And their jersey, of course.
Love the jersey. Yep.
And a live look at their Super Bowl window.
That's good. Need a target in that 0. Just a target. Yep. Winless golden boy. Yeah, I like that.
Or you put closed for business.
Actually, hold on. Michael K.
What's
that other one? That's the difference. When our shirts got printed, when our Super Bowl shirts got printed, they stayed in the United States. We didn't have to ship them overseas.
Yep. So guys and gals, how about that?
Right, they went in the Philippines,
wait. That makes sense. Why there's so many Canadian Buffalo fans. That makes complete sense now. They were sent overseas and then they migrated to Canada. That's why.
I just want to say for not being the only person in the entire NFL to think that Waddle would have been a viable trade, I'm going to go ahead and take a victory lap, everybody. Yeah. See, I am not the only one in the NFL that thinks that that would have been a viable trade. You know, the Colts, they have their experts too, you know, and hey, just saying.
Color, I hate to burst your bubble, but if you have Waddle on the table, that's a viable trade for everyone. As in, like, anyone would take that trade, right? Because it's Waddle. It's so ridiculous that nobody that in their right mind would make a trade for Waddle.
See, that's where the insult of my intelligence is right there. You said it just like Batman, except he said anybody with brains. Okay.
Well, I'm talking about.
So if you want to continue to insult me for having that take, I'm not even gonna engage, bro.
Actually, Color, I wasn't insulting.
I am in my right mind. I am in my right mind, and I would have traded him in a heartbeat.
Okay, well that's you.
I am in my right mind. Am I not in my right mind?
I don't know. That's for you to answer.
Well, according to somebody else, I don't have any brains for that take.
Okay, well that's someone else. That's not me. I don't know why you're taking
you just said anybody in their right mind. Am I not in my right mind?
Okay, I'm sorry that you took.
Sorry, I struck a nerve with that take with everybody, but I would trade Waddle in a heartbeat. There, I said it. Am I an idiot?
No, just like I would trade.
No, there's a method to the madness. There's a method to it.
I
can understand why you would.
You took it that way.
Well, I mean, how else am I supposed to take anybody in their right mind? What is that statement?
What I was trying
to say. I love how everybody can say whatever they want, and they don't, and when I react to it, I'm the bad guy all the time.
But the thing about it,
I don't think say you are the bad guy here.
I think you're just taking it too literal. What he said.
How else am I supposed to take it?
Okay, Color.
I was piled on the moment I said it 3 weeks ago.
Can you allow me to still man this argument? I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
It's easy to trade Waddle if you believe Tua is the guy who can elevate Hill even further with the Jonathan Taylor, where he don't need a Waddle. There, I said it. The Tuaneers that don't want to trade Waddle is rooting against Tua. Don't think he can win without Waddle.
The point that I was trying to make is that it's too easy to trade Waddle because everyone would want him. That's the point, is what I was trying to make.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
And I was not trying to insult you, bro, and I'm sorry that you took it that way, but that was not my intention.
Well, then there's a whole line of people that got to stand up and say the same thing, because I've heard nothing but since I opened my mouth about Waddle. Every time I even speak the man's name, I'm crucified, and I'm tired of it. Am I allowed to be tired of that? Damn.
Well, yeah,
it's one wide receiver in the league who can't catch the ball. That's right. That's what I said. He can't catch the ball. And I'm going to say it until he proves that he can. Unless you all have footage of him catching a clutch pass in a playoff game, go ahead and show it to me. I'll retract everything I say. Sick of this nonsense revisionist history, man.
Okay,
Yeah, I would say.
On another
Go ahead,
note,
Papa.
Man drops 3 dimes, and I'm supposed to like get crucified every time I talk about trading him, while the rest of the league is just as fooled as we are.
On another note, I'm actually looking for a lawyer that will go after the Buffalo Bills, or I should say Hooters and Twin Peaks and all that, for selling half wings as whole wings.
Oh.
Right.
Halfway is a whole.
Hey, have we re-signed Chosen yet?
Papa
Anybody
Paul.
got the word? Is there an update? Have we re-signed Chosen yet?
Yeah, I think he's on the practice squad, right?
Oh, really? Oh, great.
Didn't we do that? I
think so, but I think they said something about
right where Craycraft was last year. Right where Craycraft was last year.
Well, I thought Craycraft earned his
I don't know
spot
if they
on
can
the
do that.
team.
I
So
think
do
he
I.
said Greer said he was a veteran, so they got to see about that. I don't know if you
Papa
can do that
Paul,
with a veteran.
I know you were looking at me. I'm not going to Hooters. I'm not working at Hooters. Sorry, not happening.
No, I've gotten tired of, over the years, especially since they started, the wings were getting smaller and smaller, and they're not even whole wings. and you're getting a half of a wing that they're saying are wings, where you're paying the price for like 2 whole wings. So it's just gotten ridiculous. I mean, you're eating pigeon wings out there these days.
That's quail wings.
Yeah, that too. They've
They're
gotten
very
that small.
tiny. Raphael, forget it. I'm not going to Hooters. Sorry.
By the way, if Jimmy Johnson would have had any brains, Buffalo would have a trophy in that Super Bowl, in that case we were just looking at.
You said Jimmy Johnson, and with the
if he had any brains, he wouldn't have traded Herschel Walker, and the Buffalo Bills would have a trophy in their case.
Right. Yep. Jimmy Johnson is the reason. Well, one of the reasons.
Yep.
That's why it remains empty.
So we got about another hour to kill here. So I'm going to open up the panel and see what everybody else has to say. Being our featured guest.
About our roster.
Yeah. Let's like I always say around this time. Grab the medication and the straight jackets. We're about to open up these.
I got my medication right here.
53 men's was his bout.
Yes, here I am.
And remember, people, when you drink your wine, don't put the corkscrew up your butt.
Oh, dang.
Von Joe, is he in the audience?
Thanks for that. I got it all wrong.
Is Von Joe in the audience?
Hey, what's up, Mountie, man? How you doing?
Hey, Mountie.
Hey, what's going on, Shake? What's going on, panel? How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
What's up?
What's up,
How's life out there, man, on the island?
Hey, did we not keep Elijah Higgins?
No, we
brought him back, right?
He's a Cardinal. He's a Cardinal.
No.
He's a Cardinal.
God damn it!
So we drafted and got rid of him.
Yeah, and I bet you the Cardinals use him for what he's good at, being a wide
Hayes,
receiver.
the offensive tackle we got in the 7th round, is now a Colt now.
Wait a minute, he went to the Colts?
Yep.
Wait, the offensive lineman, Ali?
Yep, went to the Colts.
Right, but it was goofy. It's a goofy trade for us to even dare to offer them Liam Eichenberg, though, right? But they'll take a 7th round rookie.
As I said, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, Elijah Higgins got picked up by someone too.
The Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
That's such a travesty. I like the tape on him. I like him.
And I figured out why Eric Saubert wasn't on there. He ended up getting injured. I didn't know about it. So, and he's done for the year.
Hey, so it's true. We only have 2 tight ends on the roster currently, right?
Well, we got Croft. We got Croft back.
Yeah, we re-signed Croft.
He's on the 53, so it's 3 now?
Now we have 3.
Okay. Do you guys think that's something they add? I'm not talking about a big piece, but do you think that's something they add throughout the season? Because it doesn't seem like other than Smythe, they have anybody they're committed to.
Nope, I do not.
So see, here's what happens if you would have told the Colts, "Hey, listen, we'll give you the 7th round rookie," and
they weren't interested in players; they was only interested in picks.
No, listen. This is
Bro,
the trade package.
let's just be real. Irsay did not want to trade Jonathan Taylor. He didn't want to trade him.
I would be more inclined to believe that.
He wanted to make a fool out of Jonathan Taylor. It didn't really make a fool out of him. Made a fool out of Irsay, to be honest. Yeah. And he made some wild demands. Like I heard he wanted 1st round pick and Waddle. Is
now
what
that's ridiculous.
He demanded.
Now Ali, nobody ever even let me get that far to say that that's absolutely ridiculous.
He wanted 1st round pick and Christian Wilkins at one point.
I would have done that deal.
Because if we're trading them Waddle for Taylor, they would have been giving us 2 first-round picks. But nobody's ever even let me get far enough to say that. They hear trade Waddle, and I'm Pete now. You know?
No, you're nothing like Pete. Trust me.
I'll tell that to the people that insult me the way that I insult him on a daily basis.
They was all about picks, not players. They didn't want nobody's players.
Well, yeah, Higgins is listed as tight end 3.
Adam Pandia with the $2 dono. Higgins listed as tight end 3 in Arizona.
He'll be 1 soon enough.
Nah, they have Zach Ertz, crypto. Zach Ertz is a solid.
Use him as a wide receiver. I mean, that's what he is.
That's exactly what they do have Zach Ertz, but here's the thing: Zach Ertz and Elijah Higgins are 2 different style tight ends. So,
but he'll be his actual position.
Zach Ertz is...
There's nothing saying that they're gonna keep him as a tight end. He'd be what he naturally is, a receiver.
Yeah, but Zach Ertz, he does do well in the past.
Only the Dolphins do that foolish stuff.
What I thought was crazy is the Eagles.
He's just getting dated. Sorry, Ali, go ahead.
What I thought was crazy, the Eagles traded for the tight end I wanted that Broncos were trying to release, and they have what's his name?
Goddard.
Yeah, they have Goddard, Dallas Goddard. And I'm like, what do you guys don't need him? We need him.
But sometimes that's what it's about, right? Like, keeping somebody off the table for somebody else. Who knows?
Yeah, Ali, this morning I even said that Irsay just never had the intentions of truly trading Taylor. He just was trying to make a joke out of him.
These are the facts.
I don't know.
I don't think he
really
wanted
we turned around and acted like we never wanted him. This is just in kind.
Yeah, I would say the other way around. A lot of people wasn't really serious about getting them.
He wanted listen. Irsay was looking for the Godfather offer, and he didn't get it from anybody because everybody knew that Jonathan Taylor wanted to leave. First of all, and why would you, if he's going to be a free agent next year, why would you do that? Even if they franchise him next year, right? And he holds out and he's going to force away trade. Nobody's going to give them a 1st round pick. It ain't going to happen.
And also, a lot of people forget that before all this trade and stuff, they said, we are not trading you. You're staying here. You're staying with Colt.
Yeah. So
then they're like, okay, I don't understand, Bryson. If he wanted to spite Jonathan Taylor, why did he reverse that and give him permission to seek a trade? Why didn't he just be a dick from the beginning?
I mean, I can't. I've been told
that Irsay is very vindictive. He gets like he tries to get back at you for stupid shit like that. But here's the last thing, and then I'll let.
Go ahead. Sorry, Ali. Go ahead.
It's all right. I just have one last thing. I just got to get it out real quick. The other part of this is that he's playing a very, very risky game because this is the deal. Supposedly, Jonathan Taylor's trade request is still he's still standing. He wants out no matter what, right? If you don't trade this person and hold him hostage, that that type of style of ownership or your front office is going to trickle down into your locker room, and people there are not going to be comfortable. They're not going to be happy because if they ever want to leave, they're going to be held hostage against their will, and they're not going to want to play for you. So he's playing a really risky game. Even free agents see this; they're not going to want to go there either. Just being honest.
Ollie, to add to that point, it's really bad because they just brought in a brand new coach that's trying to start his own culture. And they're clearly in the rebuilding stage.
Yeah.
And last year, it was reported they were late to games.
I hate to be a bearer of bad news. It happened here with X. They'll
Stop
get
lying.
over it.
You don't hate to be a bearer. You love being the bearer.
You love it.
Do you know what? You know what's crazy?
X.
Do you want to know what's
when he
crazy?
was disgruntled and didn't want to be here, and then freaking found a way to figure it out.
They asked Ballard why wouldn't they pay Jonathan Taylor? You know what he said? We only won 4 games last season.
But also, Crypto, our owner didn't come out and say if X
So
was
apparently
gone,
he's
no one would
perfectly
care
fine
about
with
it.
accepting his reputation that Irsay is
but
putting
that's
on him.
what
Fine.
Irsay did.
Yeah.
Irsay came out and was like, "If you're out of the league, no one would care." That's
But I don't know how to do it. It was still over money. No, it was still over money.
On why any GM would ever call this guy again? Like, why does any GM call
That's
Chris
the
Ballard?
principle.
They don't, and that was kind of Ollie's
A
point.
disgruntled
And if
player
I
over
could
money.
say why a GM would do
That was
that? The reason a GM would do that is because, if you get some fool to take that deal, why not? All they can say is no, right? So he had no intention. I think he's trying to stick it to him too. And they shot themselves in the foot, and they shot Jonathan Taylor in the foot. But in the end, Jonathan Taylor is going to come out okay, because it's like Ollie said, that locker room and that whole organization is going to be a mess. But you put it out there because you can, and because somebody might say yes.
Well, I mean, I don't understand. If this guy wants to emulate his owner and continue to work for him, then he's going to have to accept the reputation he gets. I honestly, if I was a GM, I don't care if they had Lamar Jackson, I would never pick up the phone and call that guy. And I wouldn't blame 31 other GMs for never calling that organization again.
And he's making his own bet,
And
right?
he's part of the reason why they only won 4 games last season too.
Mm-hmm.
So he can say that excuse to himself.
So at what point do we call Chris Ballard an enabler if everybody puts the same moniker on Irsay that they did Daniel Snyder? At what point do we call Ballard an enabler?
Yeah, I just think the difference with Snyder's, he was like, sexually assaulting people. So
What? What did you say?
So
about Dan Snyder. Okay, I'm sorry.
Snyder.
I thought you said
All that
Irsay
stuff
for a
was-
second. I was like, well, that,
I mean, Irsay's a dick, but
He
from
was
our
skimming the
knowledge, he
till.
doesn't
That's why they voted him out, because he was skimming the till, bro. All that other stuff, all these owners do. They ain't gonna vote him out for that nonsense. They voted him out because he was
I mean,
skimming
come
the
on.
till.
New England's owner got caught with his pants down at a massage parlors. I mean, it's all of them do it.
I'm telling
he
you,
is
it's
right.
because it always comes
It
down
was
to
about-
money.
It was about
It
money
does.
for Dan Snyder. It was
About
strictly about
money.
money.
I'm
It's
sure it's
all
about
about the
money, but
money.
it didn't help any of the other things, and that's
Yeah.
still for public
That was just icing on the cake. The money was the main reason.
for sure,
Always.
100%.
Money
But
and
those other
power.
things still matter
Always
to
on
public
money.
opinion, and that's what
I
we're
mean,
talking about right now.
Jim Irsay has like 3 or 4 DUIs, and he's still an owner. It's kind of crazy.
Pam, I said what I said earlier was Taylor already stated that he will sit out a year before he plays for the Colts again.
Good for him. It's going to hurt them.
Who said that, Papa Paul? Is this
Jonathan
just pure
Taylor.
speculation?
Yeah, well, then
Jonathan
he's
Taylor
nothing
said
more
that.
than Le'Veon Bell for the rest of his career, because that's just not going to work for a running back. Unfortunately, he'll get the money, but he ain't going to produce for nobody.
I think it's a different set of circumstances, though, right? Like, I mean, I don't think Le'Veon got the same treatment that Jonathan Taylor did, as well as the same, the
I just meant the part about sitting out for a year.
Oh yeah, I get that. It
I mean,
isn't good for an athlete.
Right, the comeback in New York didn't quite work out as well as everybody thought it was gonna.
Can I ask a question about the NFL policy and contracts? Maybe you guys can help me answer this. I kind of know the answer. It's probably going to be no, he can't do that. But is there? I know that when you're under contract with your specific team in the league, and you can't just quit and go to another team unless you get traded or released, right? Mm-hmm. So what about playing in a different league? Like you're under contract in the NFL to play for the Colts, but can you sign to play in the XFL or something
I don't
like that?
think you can.
That's a good question.
I think there's a no contest.
The reason I'm asking, the only reason I'm asking, that was what I assumed. That's what I'm assuming. You're right. But the only reason I'm asking is like, if that is something you could do, he could go play in the XFL while he's sitting out for that year. You know what I mean? And still be fresh. You know what I'm saying, Color?
Yeah.
You won't lose.
Yeah, but for a running back, I see it as the opposite. Like more wear and tear on a running back, it's going to continue to drive his value down every day that goes by.
Yeah, but what's the precedent of somebody playing in another league because they're sitting out in
Hold on, guys. Hey, hold on, guys, real quick. I want to welcome this next guest. I'm jealous of this next guest because his team has the next Hall of Fame cornerback, Mr. Molly Ball. Congratulations on acquiring Noah Igbenogany. I'm still depressed.
Molly, you getting your number 9? I want to know, you getting your number 9 jersey?
No, I came up here to discuss the Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has to play this year or he won't be eligible for free agent, meaning the Colts can keep him for next year.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Colts is in their court.
Oh. Yes, he has to play. He has to suit up for.
Right.
They changed the rules since the bill got out. You have to play.
That's true. But here he still has the leverage because if he suits up and plays, I mean, really, is the coach going to want to put a toxic player on the field?
Yes, because he don't have. He doesn't have. His issue is not with the players and his teammates.
Run the other way if he wanted to. You know what I mean?
But the issue is not with his teammates. That's a different story. He don't have animosity against his teammates.
And I'm pretty sure he wants to get paid for free agency, so he's not going to.
Neither does any player who makes business decisions on the field. I mean.
But is it suit up, or he actually has to take a down?
No, he has to be on the bench. He has to be on the bench. He has to be active.
Yeah, because like for instance, Deshaun Watson didn't have to play because the Houston Texans allowed him not to play.
Right. Okay. Well, but again, they just.
But he also had a no trade, big old fat no trade clause in his contract. Jonathan Taylor don't.
I understand, but if a player that's under contract refuses to play and that team mandates that they either play, suit up, whatever, that's when the team could say you're not holding up your end of the
that's
contract.
That's my point is that a coach is not going to put a guy on the field like that. He'll let him suit up and be active, but all these questions we're asking, would he botch the game? Would he do this, that, and the other? The coach won't even ask himself those questions. He just won't play him.
And
we'll see him in week 5.
It's a little similar to when a player
retires. He's off the pup list after week 4.
If he ever comes back, if he still had years on his contract, whoever that team he retired from still owns the rights to that player. For instance, Rob Gronkowski, he retired, still had a year on his deal. He had to be traded or released.
Tom Brady, same thing. Tom Brady's a more stark example because we actually lost a draft pick for talking to that guy who was still under contract with the Bucs.
Yeah. And he walked away scot-free.
Mm-hmm.
And his name wasn't even.
Yeah, and then he bought a team in California. Wow.
I just can't even say the man's name. He's pansy. He'll always be pansy. That's the only thing I will call him ever.
Are you talking about Christian Wilkins?
Shake Bunny, you're just the biggest spoon. Your whole head is like an indented spoon.
That's pancakes. Shake for Christian Wilkins. Pancakesy.
Y'all enjoy y'all day. I just wanted to hop up here to correct the Jonathan Taylor situation.
Hey, Molly.
No, man, but Molly, I'm just letting you know, man. I'm jealous of you guys. You guys acquired a real one. And
I'm just happy Calvin Joseph.
That would be ironic if he gets the game saving interception against us.
See, this is what I was going to ask
freaking, Pittsburgh.
And listen, my homeboy is in the. I don't know if my homeboy is in the chat, but yeah, he's a Cowboys fan. I want to listen. The one thing I don't want is for the Cowboys and the Florida State to win because now he's going to be 2-2 on me. Hell no.
And it's Cowgirls. It's the Cowgirls. My youngest son, Molly, is a Cowgirls fan. I think what happened when he was little is I think I dropped him on his head and then it just damaged him from then on, and then he's a Cowgirls fan.
You know, Shake. I told you not to drive, not to take that arc out in the middle of a hurricane. I told you that. You didn't want to listen to me.
Well, I
It's
just
the
want to
ark,
know.
not the Titanic.
I want to ask Molly, do you think he'll be playing by December 24th? The Noah, the Ark?
No, we plan on putting him on the practice squad once the 53 is completely full.
Okay, thanks for that. I was just wondering. Thank you.
Well, I mean, he got cut.
No, he's going on the practice squad once No Sean Wright get off the IR in week 4.
Okay.
Why would they trade for him though if they could just?
Because cutting Joseph was going to be a major cap hit to our cut. We traded him to save cap.
And we did the same. So, you know, it worked out.
Yeah, I just lost everyone, man. My bad.
We can hear you.
It's trash for trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bryson. It helped both teams' books.
Yeah.
Hey, that you know, there's that saying: someone else's trash is someone else's treasure. So,
That's
just
true.
saying.
It's the same reason we basically took on Aqib Talib and his contract and got nothing out of it.
That's
but
true.
it allowed us to like free up some money for some reason or whatever. So we were paying $10 million to free up some, and we got nothing out of it. And the guy never even took a snap for us.
And at least this wasn't that. So that was a good thing.
Cowboy dude, I don't know if that could be the case, which is true, because Noah Igbenogany was a first-round pick. Your guy Kelvin was what, a second-round pick? So just by that alone, I'm already guessing that one gets paid more than the other.
We took him on to put him on the practice squad because No Sean Wright has to go on the IR. So by taking him on, we saved the roster spot without cutting anybody.
Yeah, but you said you saved money on that trade, which I don't think there was money saved if he was a second-round draft pick and you got a first-round draft pick.
No, we were the ones that saved money.
1.5
yeah,
million.
I think it was the Dolphins that saved money on this trade.
We saved 1.5. If we released him, we would have lost 3.5 million cutting Calvin Joseph. Trading him, we saved 1.5.
Yeah, but you still gained a contract.
He's on a second. He's a second-round rookie contract.
Understand what I'm saying? His year was guaranteed. He was getting cut, right? If we cut him, it was 3.5 million against our cap. We traded him, saved us 1.5.
Yeah, but what you're not understanding is that you picked up another contract.
Noah contract is not a factor against us because we can cut him at any time. That money is not guaranteed on our books. Joseph,
currently it is on your books now. As of right now, it is on your books.
Exactly.
And that's incorrect because he's a rookie. All rookie contracts are fully guaranteed.
Listen to what I'm saying. I follow the Cowboys. Joseph's contract was worth more on our books, not overall contract. On our books, was worth more than Noah's contract.
That's just incorrect because second round
it doesn't make no sense.
Cannot make more money in the first round picks.
Yeah, than the first round.
The union made that a thing. That the contracts start high and teeter down through the draft.
Listen, we signed Joseph to a 5-year contract. He didn't have a regular.
He was a second round
contract. We signed him to a 5-year deal off his rookie deal, meaning we was going to lose 3.5 million. We signed him as if he was a first round draft pick.
See, that's what a conundrum at. If y'all paying him like a first rounder and we use a second rounder, then that's a problem.
Molly Mall, are we sure about the rule you're talking about? Because I'm trying to find the official rules. And the only thing I found was an article on January 20th, 2023. And it says that if a player holds out a season when they're like, for example, if they're under a franchise tag, then the next season when they get franchised again, they have to pay the higher price. That's the only thing I can find that has to do with holding out.
I know.
So I'm trying to verify the rule. Go ahead.
Don't take it for word, but I know it's something in the rule book where if a player hold out because they didn't want the Le'Veon Bell thing, that the team has full control of whether he hits free agency or not.
All right, I'm just trying to find it so I can speak to it. The only other thing I read is that there is and they threatened to do this to Jonathan Taylor. If they can somehow finagle it where his back injury was caused outside of football or and all that, they could put him on some special list that basically extends his contract by a year.
Well,
that's what I thought you meant by that.
Remember Juwan James? You know Juwan James?
Yeah, the offensive tackle.
Well, what happened was he was doing off-season workout at a gym, and something happened where he injured himself.
Yeah.
Outside of it, and the Broncos were able to cut him with no repercussions because he violated the rules, and he hurt himself outside of the practice facility because you're only supposed to train in the facilities. So they found out he trained outside of there and got injured there. They were able to cut him with no repercussions.
Wow. Yeah. It is all about money and protecting your investment, and that's really how the league looks at players as investments. And yes, they make a lot of money, but wow, the rules, boy, they're tight.
Oh yeah.
Ali, if I find it, I will put the link in the chat.
Well, I'm still looking. I just want to be able to speak to it so I know what I'm talking about. But
for instance,
I'm just trying to find it. Yeah.
When Big Ben got into that accident, that motorcycle accident, if they would have been a regular player, they would have cut his ass with nothing. But because they need Big Ben, they were going to cut him.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of covering up with Big Ben.
Big Ben got covered up for a lot of stuff.
Hey, Ali, you remember the take I made that the team that would facilitate the Colts getting Marvin Harrison would be the team that could get Taylor, that's what this was all about, them positioning themselves to be able to acquire Marvin Harrison.
That's the only reason that they want all the picks, bro.
Right.
I still think that's the reason.
Now, if you can imagine the private, discussion going on where that's, off the record, basically, the banter of a negotiation, right? I can literally picture hey, we want these kind of assets because we're after Harrison, and somebody comes back and says, I don't know if we can, facilitate that, and the other side says, well, just give me Waddle. You see what I'm saying, bro? It was like, look, if you're not going to help us get Harrison, then give us Waddle. That's what we want for Jonathan Taylor, a star wide receiver.
That's actually kind of makes a good point. That's a good point. I'm still surprised that the Packers
since the relationship since the relationship went sour at the end, both sides are coming out and taking those little statements during the negotiation banter and claiming that that's what you see what I'm saying? Like they're making it look like that was a real offer and how stupid of them. And the other side is saying, we would have never done this and that and the other. It's like, no, if they would have offered you 2 first-round picks, we know damn well you'd have given up Waddle. Don't even try us like that. Because remember, the same people that, have come at me for that take are the same ones that agreed as long as we got 2 first-round picks for him. Now, all of a sudden, I'm a weirdo and don't know and I'm an idiot for even talking Waddle trade. I mean, they want a star wide receiver. I think Noob had told me, no, they're good with their wide receiver room, or whatever. And it's like, no, they can't be. I mean, for real, they can't.
I mean, Micah Pittman wasn't that bad.
No, but when you're talking about a name like Harrison on the back of a Colts jersey, that's what Irsay's after. That's dollar signs to him. I'd imagine Marvin Harrison is on their Ring of Honor. To bring his kid in here, dude, like that's dollar signs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took Detroit a whole bunch of picks to move up 20 slots from 33 to 13. The Colts gonna have to do something similar to that, move up at least damn near 15 to 20
Exactly,
slots.
exactly. So exactly.
They're not
So
going to
when,
be naturally at pick number 3. I would
right.
say
That's
that
what
much.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's why they wanted a first round to couple with their natural first round to move up. You know, and the thing of it is if we didn't have the ability to facilitate that and said, no, we ain't going to do that, then they could have turned around and said, well, give us Waddle then. You can replace him with Harrison, you know, or whatever. I'm just saying it was like, but now people are taking that in the media to be like an unreasonable claim, demand or whatever. I don't think it's unreasonable. Maybe if you're saying give us Waddle and a first, yeah, okay, you're being stupid. But I don't think the play for Waddle itself was outrageous. I think it signals what they're really after, and that's a star wide receiver.
Well, they were saying that because Greer, he laughed it off.
Hey, Color, what if they would have it was Jonathan Taylor and one of their top young offensive linemen for Waddle? I just wonder if Greer ever at least contemplated maybe getting one of those top young offensive linemen.
Well, the way he made his statement about Waddle was that he feels the same way the rest of the sycophantic fans do. So I doubt he would have traded Waddle.
I don't know, bro. Neil Driscoll put out that exact trade you're talking about in regards to having, what was it? Was it Nielsen and Jonathan Taylor for Waddle?
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
But listen, in my opinion, the only way I would trade Waddle
because he's probably the only one who really believes in Tua.
That Colts left tackle Bernard Raymond is really talented too.
The only way I would trade Waddle is if things didn't work out with Tua, because at the end of the day, I think Waddle and Tua are the 1-2 punch tandem, and that's.
I was wrong. They voted it down. It didn't get passed, but it got bought the board.
No, I think Waddle. I think Tyreek can be that for 2 years.
So it didn't. It got voted down.
2 years, but I'm just saying though,
voted down.
Waddle could be that for a lot longer than.
And I highly respect that your take on that, Shake. And this ain't for you, but this is precisely why I'm freaking frustrated with this organization.
What about Jonathan?
Every single time we have to make a move, we're hamstrung by how it affects Tua.
Right. What about if they? I wonder too, because Waddle's so much younger and he's so dynamic. To me, he's a number one. If they would have kept Waddle and say, give us the Dolphins, if Greer said, give us Jonathan Taylor and Quentin Nelson, and we'll give you Tyreek Hill. It would have been controversial, but it would have been interesting.
No, they're not.
But
it just don't make sense for longevity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you look at the Bengals
skill position,
I tell you what, the last receiver they probably will get rid of is Jamar Chase because of his rapport with
because he's their number one, Shake. I mean, the bottom line is we have 2 number 1 receivers, which is a serious luxury that most teams in the league don't have. That's why it's not outrageous for the Colts to have asked for him.
Yeah, but Hill only has 2 years. Waddle is going to be the number 1 for a lot longer than just 2 years.
Right, but they'd have to take on Hill's contract. We would have been trading rookie control for rookie control. That's a fair deal.
Yeah.
No, because we have Waddle for 2 more years.
You're right, Shake. You're right. There's more control. Right, you're right. There's more control over Waddle, but at the same time, Waddle's going to command well more than $15 million in the long run.
Yeah, but at the same time, when we do have to pay Waddle, Hill is going to be out of here or take less money.
And that's El Capitan's point, is that Waddle is the guy to follow up Hill. And I agree with that take. That's why I don't necessarily, I didn't push it like Pete pushes Skyler. You know what I mean?
That's understandable.
Yes.
But I still took the same heat for it. That's what I don't understand. Like, why is it so outrageous when we to talk about a player and it comes back down to Tua? Most of the people, I shouldn't put that on Ali, because Ali didn't really. I trust that Ali that was not his intention. But
my intention was go ahead, finish.
I got you. But as far as the other people that came at me right away today, yeah, those people are complete Tua sycophants, and I know exactly what their game is.
What? Yeah, and just to clarify, I was just trying to say that it's obvious every team would want Waddle. That's basically what I was trying to say. Not that your
What they're saying,
intelligence is
Color, is
wrong.
that
I got you, Ali.
that we're the
Look,
only team that can function with the 2 number 1 receivers, while the rest of the league can go standard.
Yeah, I get you, but that's the whole point. Then we don't need Jonathan Taylor. That's the thing. That's exactly what people are trying to say from before Dalvin Cook even became available.
Right.
Like, we don't need another running back because
we're the only one that plays unorthodox.
But the problem with that is all of that has gotten us nothing but yardage, Crypto. That's my problem. That's got us nothing but yardage.
Maybe they still make the trade.
23 points a game.
And Jonathan Taylor buys touchdowns. That's basically why I wanted him so much, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it is for me.
Imagine if
$15
you
million
added
for another 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, imagine you added 10 more touchdowns just from the running room. That's ridiculous. Do you know he had 11 touchdowns last season? I want to say. Well, actually, he averages 11 per season, right? So, do you know how many touchdowns the entire running back room had last season? 11.
Probably like,
so one man got as many touchdowns on average per year compared to what last season
and people will,
the entire
and
room
people
got.
will, right, Ali, and people will put that production out there and say, well, why do we need Jonathan Taylor? It's because of injuries. Yeah. If you have to do that with 2 guys instead of 1, where are they going to be at the end of the year?
Yeah, let's also not forget. Let's not forget our running back room is already injured, Color. We only have 2 healthy, and both of them, actually, one of them is Mostert, the other one's a rookie, bro.
Yep, I know. And I know at this point we're beating a dead horse, obviously, but the trade possibility is still out there. So we have to still hammer these points, man. You know,
what do we think about their prospects as far as their health? You know, like you know, I'm just wondering.
I'm going to be frank with you, Pamela. I'll be frank.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Jeff Wilson Jr., right, is 1 injury away from being out of this league. He's a glass running back, right? So is Mostert to an extent, but he's one of the healthier ones we have right now. The only person I can hold accountable right now because he's healthy, he hasn't had the injuries that these other guys have had, is Brooks, right? Savon Ahmed, he's injured right now. And then you also have
where do you see that? Where do you see that injury? I'm just asking. That's what I was wondering. On the field
last week.
No,
I saw
the injury.
Field.
No.
Like, what do you mean?
I'm just wondering, like his future. Like, you know, is he going to be back in a couple weeks? Like, what?
No, you know, Ahmed did not get carted off the field last week. He walked off the field. He went into the blue tent, and then he was out. There was nothing majorly wrong with him. They kept him out the second half. They felt they didn't need him in there.
What about A-Chain?
All right, so Ahmed seems good. So is Ahmed RB1 then? Is that what we're saying?
Oh, no. I mean, Mostert is RB1.
Well, Mostert is going to give us a false sense of security when that's going to be the reason why we're not trading for Jonathan Taylor. He's going to have 1 200-yard game, and everybody's going to think he's Barry Sanders.
A-Chain actually... A-Chain's recovery, just so you know, I looked into shoulder injuries, right? And one that does not require surgery, the turnaround time or recovery time for pain to go away is 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the average person is. Now, these are NFL players, so I don't know because a lot of these players tend to come back earlier from injury than what. And
we all know with how Mike McDaniel is about making sure they're good to go. There cannot be 1 iota of pain before he lets a guy back out on the field.
Well, that's his MO.
I'm not faulting him for it. I'm just saying it's the reality.
I feel like that's what the media did to him because they held him to a different standard with Tua than they held to any other coach and quarterback.
Probably, Pam. You're probably right about that.
I think Kareem Hunt is still out there as a free agent.
So is Leonard Fournette. So is Leonard Fournette.
I heard Kareem is like, you know, not Kareem. I mean, Kareem at one time was, you know.
He's lost a step, but he's still good. I mean, he's still a good player.
I see him a lot like Fournette, that in our given system, Pam, I think he'd still be fresh because we wouldn't necessarily use him the way other teams would, you know?
Right.
But
he would have guys. Right.
He is getting dated.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
Hey,
that
Color.
makes sense.
Hey, Color. We don't get along, or we get along, but we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff that we've discussed. You know, I disagree with a lot of your Waddle takes in the past, but you're never Pete. Never Pete. Don't even put yourself in that same sentence. Never
Hey,
ever.
Pete just said. Pete just said that too, bro. He's like, Color, you can't even near be Pete.
So Savon Ahmed's injury on the
Next week
CBS report is a
we're gonna-
head injury.
We're going to be doing score predictions
that's
next
right,
week. So
Colleen. That's right. I forgot about that. Yep.
Next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah,
I
we'll be a
just
week
meant
out.
the surface comeback is always like on Pete. Like people hear certain names and they don't even give me a chance to hear me out. Like they just immediately are like, "Oh, you're
giving yourself
nobody."
too much. You're giving yourself too much credit as a troll. Okay.
Hey,
11 days to kick off, fellas.
You know what's
11 days to kick off.
You know what's funny is there we go to Twitter Spaces and obviously or X or whatever the hell you want to call it now. Her mama called it Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. But anyway, we do Twitter Spaces, and there's a person, Nene. I like her takes, whatever. She's not a Tua supporter, and now when she said that, people were calling her a female Pete. I thought that was funny.
Oh, that was a terrible take. That is a terrible take.
See how they are?
Nene is a real
This woman served
fan.
in our army, man. You know what I mean? And they're gonna treat her like that.
Well, let me tell you what, that girl knows her football.
Yeah,
She knows what she likes. And the thing about Nene is she's not going to take it hook, line, and sinker, rainbows and cupcakes for the Dolphins. I definitely wear more, not my rose colored glasses. I have aqua and orange colored glasses. I'm definitely more that, but that's not Nene. But she is a Dolphin fan, Dolphin supporter. She just has questions about Tua, like
There's
a lot of
proof
people.
it, man. There's proof of it. I can vouch for it simply because she's personal friends with the Cook family. She was really, really excited and wanting us to get Dalvin in here. Yet when it didn't happen, she shifted right over to Taylor for the same reasons, because we need a star running back. She didn't talk about, oh, no, not this guy because it should have been Dalvin. None of that. She shifted right over to pumping up Jonathan Taylor like the rest of us, being personal friends with the Cook family.
Color,
That's putting the Dolphin colors above your own personal shit. You know what I mean? She's a real fan.
She is a real fan. She's very knowledgeable. And some guys come for her a little bit because, that's kind of what some guys do with women. And, so of course, guys do it with other guys too. But Nene's for real. She's real Dolphins fan, knows her stuff. And don't come for her.
I don't get that either. Because what is a guy's dream? For a woman to enjoy football and go to the games and do stuff with them.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean?
And for people to insult her intelligence, the woman served in our military. Like, she's not an idiot.
20 years and was also part of, I think she was something to do with Obama's office
Cook. She was
as well.
a personal chef.
Cook, yes. I was going to say Cook, but then I couldn't remember.
She was like Steven Seagal in Under Siege. She's probably some spook that nobody knows about. That she's just a personal chef. You know what I mean?
I just like how people. I just like how people cut her off all the time. Like, she's trying to get her point out, and they keep cutting her off. I'm like, well, if you keep cutting her off, you get her point out a lot quicker, so you can quit complaining about it.
Ollie, her flights can tend to be pretty lengthy, bro.
Oh well, the one time
I'm used to it.
Usually I do it the polite way. I'm like, are we going to get some snacks on this flight?
There's my man Pete.
Hey, by the way,
what's up, Pete?
By the way, shout out to Fin Squad. According to Fin Squad, the only one with knowledge is Color. Listen to the man. He asked about Waddle, part of a trade, and people dragged him through. I guess he was spot on. There you go, Fin Squad.
Color, was that your? No, I'm just kidding. I was going
to. At least I can say there's a whole organization of executives in Indianapolis that agree with me.
That's Color's burner account.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Right,
I'm just
right.
kidding. I'm
No,
kidding,
but I'm
Colin.
saying I've got an appeal to authority now. I've got a whole organization in Indianapolis that agrees with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I want to inquire about this. Let's go back to the Jonathan Taylor thing. So the whole time they were saying there's this secret team, and finally today it got revealed it was the Green Bay Packers.
Did you hear what they wanted from Green Bay?
What did they want from Green Bay?
They wanted what's his name, Christian, the receiver.
Yeah,
and their big bruising running back.
Yeah, I don't think that would have happened.
He was a first rounder.
Here's the thing.
I would have done Corey Dillon. That would have been a decent trade.
But
no, they wanted both
Watkins
of them.
was a. I'm sorry, he's a second rounder.
They wanted Watkins. They wanted Watkins.
Like a first rounder.
They wanted Watkins, Dillon, and some picks.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
I don't know if they was asking for.
One, I don't think. I personally don't. I honestly, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. Irsay didn't want to trade the person. He was asking for ridiculous stuff because here's the thing. One, he already knows Jonathan Taylor more than likely would have said no to Green Bay because Green Bay's situation is very similar to where he's at already. Just so you know, with having a rookie quarterback and everything. And two, it's super cold there. Why would he want to go there? If he's going to go to a new team, don't you think he want to go somewhere warmer at least? Doesn't have to be Miami.
He's from New Jersey.
But then he'd be from New Jersey. But New Jersey is not the cold tundra. I'm sorry. I've been in Wisconsin. It gets super freaking cold there.
Hey, by the way,
damn, like, Jonathan Taylor play for Wisconsin?
Well, when you're a millionaire with a mansion, you don't ever have to leave the house.
He did play for them.
Ali, if you're a millionaire with a mansion, you don't ever have to go out in that cold, bro.
So Irsay,
where would you rather be, stuck in your house or at the beach? Just
so
saying.
pretty much, Irsay was like,
good point.
when they told me, hey, you need to get a job. So every job I went to, I want $30 an hour. So I know I guaranteed that I'm not going to get a job. I'll price yourself.
Right, and then he goes home and tells his mama, like, I promise I applied for jobs. I applied for 10 jobs today.
I just don't. The thing is, I don't understand, like, because usually once a GM or an organization says, "Hey, a guy is available for trade," they usually already have some type of like parameters in place.
Hey, but usually the GM and owner are not as.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You look at Irsay, he's special. He's special. He's a special kind.
I talked to Color about this yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. It's just I don't even understand what Irsay did here. I don't understand the purpose of it. Why would he give the Colts tell the whole league, okay, this guy is available for trade, and then not do it? I don't understand.
He was trying to make his situation look like he's the good guy, but really he was never going to trade. He was trying to be vindictive, bro. That's
Ali, why would he do that? Everyone can see what's going on. That's what. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing: he has a screw loose, bro.
Well,
wasn't it his dad the one that that ended up trading? Not trading. I'm sorry, moving the team out of Baltimore or someplace like that.
This goes back to the LA draft and everything.
Overnight, bro. He did it like overnight.
I don't think he'd be the first addict to ever be called a solipsist. I mean, the guy's in his own world, bro.
Well, and as I said before, if he can make himself look like the good guy, like I'm trying to help this player, I'm trying to do the right thing, and then throw out some ridiculous choices that teams are not going to take, then he looks like the good guy. But if somebody bites on it and they actually take him up on it, then he did help his team, and then he is the real hero. But it was never going to happen.
But here's the thing. The only way to save face for him now is to pay Jonathan Taylor at the end of the year $18 million a year.
Exactly, which could have been the gambit the whole freaking time. So it's not like it's not like I trust Jonathan Taylor in this matter either.
Right.
Or we just got owned. We just got played the same way by Lamar Jackson, who ended up signing with the team he was disgruntled with. So I don't put it past him.
Or it's just like what's going on right now.
We got somebody in the back. Anybody want to volunteer? I'm gonna be rotating somebody.
I can go back. Yes, I'll go back.
This is a Dolphins channel. Take me
Man,
off.
No, Pam, don't go to the back. I wanted to talk about politics and how about we need No, I'm joking.
Thanks, Esteban. Thanks, Esteban. I'm glad you were joking, bro.
I'm at work right now, man.
Politics.
I'm just listening to y'all crazy fools talking about
politics. I'm leaving.
how you're disappointed.
By the way, the irony that I left politics to come talk Dolphins football is not lost on me. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, who the hell got fooled with the whole Lamar Jackson thing? Who got bamboozled about Lamar Jackson?
We didn't get Taylor,
No,
man.
the sycophantic fan base that really thought we ever had a shot to get him, myself included. Myself included, Big Nick.
I'm not gonna do that to myself no more, man. I knew, it felt like if we got him, it could be a potential Super Bowl piece, and I kind of feel like when it comes to
Big Nick, I'll own up to that, bro. I was one of them.
When it comes to those moves, they don't do those moves. That's why we're kind of in limbo. We'll be
the reason why Irsay has to pay him. The reason Irsay has to pay him the $18 million now is because he's already made him look like he's a top 10 player with what he wants back. He has no choice but to pay him to even look halfway decent in this.
Well, and the thing is,
not worried about no Jonathan Taylor. Y'all keep talking about this for months. Listen, y'all, hey, listen, hey, what's up, man? I'm not trying to hear any of that right now, to be honest. And I'm sorry for being rude, but that's just the reality. I'm talking about Julian Hill. And I got a comparison already, to be honest with you guys. Julian Hill, I gave him a nickname. I already gave that guy a nickname. His nickname is Baby Mark Andrews. You heard it here first. Listen to what I'm telling you. The guy is a beast.
Listen
he's
to
going
me
to
carefully.
He's going to be tight end 1. I say by week 6. Mark my words.
Pete, don't say that.
Mark my words.
Pete. What school you went to? What college you went to, Pete?
Listen to
me
carefully.
Through Julian Hill's career, you just jinxed his ass for the rest of the season.
God will smite thee for that, Pete.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no, I seen enough color. I know what I'm telling you, dude. I know he dropped the pass.
Hey, I ain't going. Hey, yo, I ain't going hard in the paint for Durham Smythe. I only went hard in the paint for those who were calling him trash. Hey, if Hill is the guy, Hill's the guy. Bring him on up.
Hill is probably gonna be in the practice squad in 2 weeks.
Just real quick, the one last take, and then I'm dropping off real quick. I should have known Jim Irsay wasn't going to make a move. He's the guy that got offered $1.1 billion for his guitar collection, and he didn't make the trade. He wouldn't do it.
That's funny.
I don't know, Ali. That's a collection, bro. That's a collection, man. I might not give up my Star Wars collection for that, bro.
Guitars, bro? How many guitars do you have that it's worth $1.1 billion?
But when you're already a billionaire, it's a toy, bro.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what I mean?
It's so weird. If you go back to that '98 draft when Peyton Manning the year before specifically didn't come out because the Jets were going to have the #1 pick. But I guess Manning for some reason had no problem playing for Irsay, which is just bizarre.
All of this Irsay, where was all of this Irsay drama before Jonathan Taylor drama came up?
It's always been there, bro.
Come on, bro.
Your guess is good as mine.
This is all narrative driven. This is all fan driven by this community because they missed out on Jonathan Taylor. Now they want to
I understand your skepticism, Pete. It is kind of fishy, though. I'll be honest.
Can I answer?
You got a good point there, Pete. It is kind of fishy.
Can I answer Pete's question?
That's what y'all doing now. Y'all missed Jonathan Taylor and y'all moving the goalposts. Stop it.
Answer Pete's question, please.
I'm dropping down. Shake can come back up.
Go ahead.
Later, Ali. I want to answer Pete's question real quick.
Wait.
What was my question again, Color? Because I forgot already.
The question was, why is everybody? Hold on, Big Nick. Hold on.
This ain't Congress. One at a time.
The question was.
It's more like Parliament.
Color will never succeed.
Go ahead,
everybody done?
Color. Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody done. I don't want to interrupt anybody. Because I get hung with that. So if everybody's done, I'll go. All right. The question was, okay, go ahead, Big Nick.
Pete said it's fan driven, the ire for Irsay. When the rest of the league, including the owners, has been trying to get this dude to sell the team forever. And also, was it fan driven when he got caught with a sandwich bag full of pills? Was it fan driven then?
And with the way he treated Luck supposedly on the way out and Manning and all that. The one thing I'll say is it's been going on a lot longer, Pete, to answer your question, for other things, as Big Nick illustrates. But according to like Noob, who's in Indianapolis, their fans love him. Like the whole city loves the guy. And all of what we hear about is all smoke and mirrors. And they think he's a saint.
It's all Homer fans. You know how many fans Andrew Luck had, Color? You know how many fans? Bro, there was Peyton Manning ears. There was Andrew Luck in ears. That's just that when you have a franchise guy, you're going to have a big fan base. And he's getting rid of those guys. Edgerrin James was a star. He got rid of him for a first round Joseph Adai. Like, yeah, they're going to get criticized for moves, but at the same time, he's won a ring. He's won a ring, you know?
He has multiple DUIs. The man is not good.
The man is like what Color said. He brought them a ring with Peyton Manning. He's a god over there to them.
Plain and simple. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you guys are judging him because of some
moment, Papa Paul.
Yeah, but again, I think Pete's onto something. I think Pete's onto something because it's just like the people that excuse players when they do really bad things because that player might be their star, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Well, to Pete's point is when Tyreek Hill and I know hit the man back of the head, everybody was looking for excuses to excuse him, but everybody else they want to depends who you like or not.
That's a great
if you
point,
like him,
Shake, buddy.
If you like him, you'll defend him. If not, you'll throw him under the bus.
Yep.
And I got no reason to like
great point.
Look, if Tyreek was still a Kansas City Chief when that happened and we were playing Kansas City next week, we would be dogging the hell out of Tyreek Hill, and you all know it.
What you mean?
Exactly.
100% Color.
That's exactly what we've been doing. We've been trying to throw that man in jail.
But as a Dolphins fan, I'm indifferent to Jim Irsay either way it go, and I think all Dolphins fans should be that way. Now, the information that we're given is just factually. It doesn't mean that I'm indifferent to Jim Irsay. I can give a damn. I don't even know. I think his dad's name was Bob. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I didn't even know who his dad's name was or anything like that. But to be honest with
it's
you,
okay, Pete, because nobody knows who Chris Greer's father is apparently either. So you know what's the difference?
Don't accuse us of being up in our feelings with Jim Irsay when I don't think Dolphins are either way it go about Jim Irsay. We gonna clown his ass for 24 hours and move on. So what?
Well, and he showed who he was. To me, the way he handled all this, he showed who he was.
Yeah, but instead of this is the problem with
but it only goes so far when you villainize him for so long.
You're clowning him for not giving up one of his good players when in reality we should be praising Chris Greer for not being a general manager that goes out there and values a position that's devalued and make it high price.
Hold on, 1 second.
I can't speak.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, color, real quickly. I got some honey-do list to do. Hold it down for me, please.
Sure thing, man. And Pete, if you would have said that to me last week, bro, we wouldn't have had no problems, bro.
Hey,
you just put it in a way that you put it in a fair way that somebody can understand, bro.
Nick, before you do that, hold on, Nick, before you do that, let Papa speak because he's got you're gonna leave. What's on the menu for tonight at your on Dolphins West Coast?
Well, we're going over the 53-man roster. We're talking a lot of stuff just like we are here. Thoughts on upcoming games, and stuff like that. But I want to give a prime example of more money than sense. I worked for a boss who was a CEO of an oil company. I ran his 200-acre ranch, but the man didn't know nothing about ranching. He had a house on the property that was a house that was in the area for over a century. His neighbors wanted that house. People wanted that house to move it off the property. But instead of selling that house to the people who wanted it, because it meant a lot to them, because their grandparents, great-grandparents lived in it and stuff like that, a man went ahead and paid someone to tear it down instead of bringing money in, because he didn't want people to have that house. That's what having more money than sense is in a lot of ways. It's stupidity.
Wow.
At the same time, Paul, it's a little tough sometimes because imagine yourself having that kind of money. I always asked myself this when I was working on these billionaire mansions in Palm Beach, and the family would come by to visit the construction site or whatever, and it's like I often wondered, what does a billionaire give his wife for Christmas?
Whatever she wants.
Well, but my point is she can have anything she wants anytime, all year long. Like, how do you give a gift to a billionaire? It's got to be more from the heart. I bet a billionaire, most billionaires would probably rather have well, what I mean is most billionaires would rather have a handcrafted gift card than anything else, because what are you going to do? You're going to give them $100,000 car?
No, and I agree with you on that.
Well, just ask Warren Buffett. He's the most modest billionaire on the planet. He still lives in the same house that he bought in 1967.
Right. What I mean is, it's
something
not like
like
the wife is sitting there going, no, wait a minute. It's not like the wife is sitting there going, I hope he gets me the Maserati. I hope he gets me the Maserati. She could just go buy herself one.
Yes, and I agree with that. But why can't some of these billionaires have the heart that most of us poor people have? Why can't they?
I think it might just be in a different way, and we can't understand that paradigm, even though it looks stupid to
that's
us.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Like the billionaires, to be a billionaire, you got to be cold-hearted. You got to be selfish. Like it's so bad.
I understand that, Pete. But that house.
That's not always true,
Pete. Right back.
Unless you win the lottery.
Well, let Papa Paul finish. Go ahead, Paul.
Right back. This is out in Sealy, Texas, where Eric Dickerson grew up. The house meant a lot to a lot of people. Why not make those people happy and let them buy it from you? Why pay someone to tear it down? They would have had it moved. But no, you're going to spend money and disappoint a lot of people.
Right.
So let me answer this with this analogy. My best friend taught me this, and I get to the point of it. To the pure, all things are pure, right? So what that means is, and I understand what you're saying exactly, Paul, but however, there isn't a billionaire that's hanging around with anybody that's making $30,000 a year. So they're not in that world. It doesn't mean that they're not.
It's a different paradigm.
Empathy, that they
not hanging out, but his secretary.
But they wouldn't show. So it's not that they wouldn't show empathy for that situation.
Paul,
That situation is not prevalent to them, and
I would be the exact same way. Like
if I win $1 million, right, and I can move, I stayed in the hood of the hood. I win $1 million, right? The problems of the hood that goes on, I still be empathetic to it, but I wouldn't know anything about it because I'd be so far away because there's no way I could still be there.
Right. Big Nick, I got another way to put it. Real quick, I got another way to put that, Big Nick. It's like if you were to win, let's say if you were to win really big, like $100 million, right? You've got friends in your life that make 30 grand a year. You're not going to be able to, those friends are not going to be able to come with you and hang and mingle in the circles you're about to mingle in. You've got to give them $1 million to make them a millionaire to be able to hang with you.
No, it's a legacy
that's not true.
That's all. Yeah,
no, not necessarily, Color. It all depends on the relationship you got with those friends.
Unless you want to hang a servant title on them.
No,
Papa Paul, here's the thing.
No.
If they had the same heart as we did, they'd be broke again because they'd help as many people as they could. And they won't do that.
What you guys? Okay, what that means?
Exactly, Todd.
No, there's two scenarios to that. Wait, there's two scenarios to that. If me and my boy was in the 3rd grade together, and at 35 I became a millionaire, you goddamn right, he's with me. Right.
That's what I was saying, Big Nick. Yeah.
If it's somebody in my neighborhood that I just happen to know, and we at the park shooting ball together, or we at the pool hall, because we're in the neighborhood, we know each other. Once I get $100 million, I'm not. Where we going?
You're never going to see that person again. Exactly.
And that's a reality.
Let me say one more thing before I leave, because I'm getting ready to leave. First of all, if I won $100 million, I could live off $1 million a year and still make interest on that $100 million. And still, I'm going to still hang out with my same friends that I hang out to this day, because I'm not going to change. I am who I am.
I'm going to help who I can. I'm
See,
not
that's
going
the
to run out
thing,
of
Papa
money.
Paul.
Fair enough.
That's the
Exactly,
thing.
Papa Paul.
I respect that.
You got relationships
Hold
that
on,
already
I
existing. You're not
respect
gonna
that.
break them off.
I respect that. What I'm just going to say to that is I wouldn't change either. I'm still the same person I am. The trouble is I can't afford right now to be the person I want to be. So I would change just simply because I'd have the money to be what I've always wanted to be.
Listen, if we're gonna have this conversation, right? If we're gonna have this conversation, then we have to be realistic about it. That statement for Paul is absolutely might be true and pure of the heart, right? But you got to look at it from this point of view. It's the exact same standard as the IQ test. It was not made for people of color, so that's why white people are so serious about the IQ test, and other people don't tend to do as well because it was designed for them. And that way of thinking is the exact same thing that goes on in America now. I can't have that luxury. I win $100 million. I'm balling like a motherfucker, Paul, because I don't even know somebody. There's nobody in my family that owns a business.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's a biased way of thinking coming from that point of view. But for people like me, and I'm sure Crypto is the exact same way. Crypto, first thing he doing is buying his mama a big ass house. He buying a house and he gonna ball.
Okay, but there's no reason
Oh yeah,
why
I'm
you
taking care
still
of them.
can't. Yeah, of course. If my mama was still alive, I'd be taking care of her too.
Yeah, but you're thinking about losing $100 million. If me and Crypto lose that $100 million, we just move right back to the hood.
No, look. If you think about it,
I'm definitely not losing $100 million. I can tell you that.
But
much.
if you do, you ain't killing yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let Crypto lie. He's already got $100 million, bro. Don't let him lie to you. Come on, man.
Nick, I wouldn't be killing myself either, though. I am not worried about it. Trust me, I am one of the poor motherfuckers up here. I struggle from week to week. I'm on disability. $1,360 a month don't do shit for me. But I know how to budget, and I do the best I can. And I don't care if I won $1 billion or $100,000. I'm still going to help who I can help, when I can help, where I can help, and do the best I can.
Yep.
And I'm not going to leave my friends behind. Even if I become a billionaire.
My only point in that, Paul, was that if you want to go visit the president, your friend that comes with you is going to have to be a millionaire.
That's because
there's a way that you change that color.
I can honestly say if I get $100 million, if I get $100 million in 5 years,
if I want to go visit the president and I want to bring my friend with me, and he's a $50,000 a year person, he's coming with me. If he's not allowed, then I'm not going.
Well, we like to imagine that we'd be that righteous, but I don't know if we really would be. I'm not putting that on you. I'm just saying the average person.
No, my new friends be coming.
Those are my new ones, brand new.
By the way, the only president I'm visiting is the president of my bank, so I can withdraw my money.
I'm not going to have any new friends.
Just make sure you have
Stay keeping it real.
hundreds and hundreds of bank accounts if you want them 100% insured.
There are clubs. There are private clubs in Palm Beach where you have to prove that you've got $1 million in your bank account to become a member of the club. Now, wait a minute though. What if I, as a human being, aspired to be in one of those clubs? And I still have friends that make $30,000 a year, and I want one of those friends to hang with me at that club. He's gonna have to be a millionaire.
Wait.
Oh, I can easily transfer money to his account and make him a millionaire overnight.
Let me tell you
what I was saying, Crypto.
Color.
That's easy.
Color, let's say I win $100 million. None of my friends will make $30,000. I'll just make because I'm just saying that's the reality. You can
open take a simple hit on a button. they can make millionaires, all right.
Hey, listen,
they're gonna be on my payroll. Goddamn it, ATP.
You can open up business.
Now, Papa Paul, to your point,
ADP payroll.
Hold on, guys.
One at a time.
Papa Paul, to your point, I wouldn't change in the respect that I would still show up at that millionaire club in t-shirt and shorts looking like a bum. So, no, I wouldn't change in that respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just be like Mark Cuban. He dressed up in t-shirt
right,
and shorts.
Exactly.
It is impossible.
Okay, I'm on my way.
It is impossible to have $100 million and still live in the same place you live in now.
I'm going to wrap this up. I'm about to wrap this
That's
up.
Warren Buffett. That's what I just said.
I'm gonna wrap this up in about 10 minutes anyway. So go ahead, Papa.
Okay, I am leaving. I appreciate y'all very much. And Pete, I wish I made $30,000 a year, but I don't even make half that right now with disability. So,
well, that needs to change, man.
Now, granted, Warren Buffett has made additions to that same house he bought in '67. I mean, it's probably got like 50 different rooms added to it. It's the same house.
Y'all have a good night. Peace, love, Finn.
Later, Bubba Paul.
Good night,
All right,
Papa
Bubba
Paul.
Paul.
Thanks up, Papa Paul.
All I know is if I get $100 million, I'm giving it. The first thing I'm gonna do is give it to charity who works at the Bunny Ranch.
Not the Bunny Ranch.
You gotta take care of the poor hookers.
You know what? I might take a couple of visits out to Bunny Ranch if I had $100 million.
I ain't doing none of that. But listen, Warren Buffett and Dominican Sue are friends, right? And he gets invited to events, but it's big events. He ain't getting invited to Warren Buffett's niece's birthday party. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting invited to Christmas Eve.
Man, I'm bringing the whole.
Well, no, he probably didn't get invited to those. The man's in Nebraska, Big Nick. What you expect?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Only so much you can do in Nebraska.
Big Nick is absolutely spot on.
They know each
Big
other.
Nick
They're
is spot
friendly.
on, man.
They're friendly.
I get that.
You guys got to realize there are some owners in this league. When they step out onto the practice field, the team has to leave.
Listen, man. Warren Buffett. The only friend Warren Buffett can possibly really be friends with in the NFL is the Jacksonville Jaguars owner.
Oh yeah,
Shad Khan.
Segment. Yeah, Khan. Yeah.
Like, he can't really even be friends.
I mean, he owns shit in Dubai, man. This whole
I can't be friends with you, Stephen Ross. I'm like the fourth richest man in the world.
Well,
man.
maybe, Big Nick, maybe that guy that owns the Carolina Panthers, and what other team does he own?
Give me a spot in Dubai, and I'm good.
There's a guy that owns 2 NFL teams now. They just bought the Panthers.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen.
No, there's a guy.
No, they ain't gonna let him do that, Color.
No, there is.
Oh, he
the
got
guy
interest
that just bought the guy that just bought the Panthers is his second fucking team, man. I'm telling you.
No, not in the NFL.
How is that possible?
Listen, you can't even own 4 professional sports teams, American professional sport teams, as an NFL owner. That's why How's gonna have the 3. He only had the Dolphins, the Marlins.
I'm pretty sure he was already an owner of another team and bought the Panthers.
Well, he owned the hockey team too.
Yeah, but you can't have vested interests in 2 different franchises, man.
You can't have controlling ownership, Big Nick.
I might be
Hold on, Big
Mandela
Nick.
affected here.
Big Nick,
Hold on.
you messing up controlling interests.
I might be Mandela affected here, but I clearly remember another owner of another team buying the Panthers. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just remember that.
Now you can have maybe a certain percentage of a lot of teams, but can you controlling interests?
If you own an NFL team, if you own any part of an NFL team, you can't even have a Venus Williams share of another team.
I don't know about that, Big Nick.
You can't.
No, that better be the case.
Because that's just buying the shares of a private company. How can they stop you from buying a private company?
He owns a team in soccer. He owns a David Tepper, who was the Panthers owner, owns a soccer team. So does Shad Khan. He owns a soccer team.
So does Stephen Ross.
We got to make sure all 32 owners of the team hate each other.
What soccer team does he own?
Is that because if they're buddies, bro, they could literally be playing that game.
Don't Stephen Ross own United?
Why you say that, Pete?
Because like if I'm an owner and I own both teams, but I got somebody else's name running the team, that means I run both teams, but it's just a puppet that's running that team.
No, it's not that.
Come on, bro, you could,
no, that's why you can't have more than 50% ownership. You can have 10%.
It doesn't matter how much ownership
you can't play 2 teams like that because you'll build one.
Teams not be in the Super Bowl every year, have the best roster in the NFL every year because inside trading, you're trading, you get that player.
Inside trading,
I get that part.
Well,
but that's different if you don't have controlling ownership.
It doesn't matter. You're an owner. You get inside information.
What's the difference between that?
You can't keep shit from me. If I got 2% of your club, you can't keep nothing from me, buddy. Nothing.
Big Nick, what's the difference between that and hiring the son of the New England Patriots scouting department? I mean, what's the difference?
Because Stephen Ross got his own security protocol and all that, man. Come on, these people ain't stupid, man.
Right, but when it comes to we just didn't want to make that move because it's not financially responsible to, and it's like we're always getting just to the edge, but not really doing what it takes to be a contender. I don't know. The guy's father has been the lead scout for the New England Patriots for the better part of the last 30 years. So all of these teams, all of these New England Patriot teams that won Super Bowls were constructed by Bobby Greer, Chris Greer's father.
Okay, but that's cool. But I'm saying there's no one man controls two teams.
Yeah, but how many times have we lost players?
How many phone calls did Daddy Greer make to his son saying, "Hey, leave this guy alone"?
Color, we just picked up a lineman from the Patriots right now.
That's not illegal in the NFL. We all know that NFL is all about.
I'm not saying it is illegal. It's professional sports. That's something you have to deal with.
Every Schuler's son had a job in the NFL, and every one of them sucked.
Yeah, but none of them really played against us, bro. None of them were in our division. You know what I mean?
They're just daddy's boys. That's all.
Right. They never. Yeah, they was always dealt outside the division.
Hey, by the way,
the Ryan brothers.
Mike Schuler works for the Bills right now. Isn't?
Yeah, he works for the Bills.
Let's not forget that Stephen Ross himself. Hold on. Let's not forget that Stephen Ross himself is part of the Greenwich clique. So it's not as if he's not friends with all the same people.
Mike Schuler worked for us once.
He's friends with Vince McMahon, Stephen Ross.
He's part of the Greenwich clique.
But I don't know if he owns any interest in wrestling.
He's part of the Greenwich clique. He's friends with Kraft, Goodell, the other guy you just said.
Not Stephen Ross.
It's called
Stephen Ross.
Well, he doesn't own wrestling, though.
The Greenwich clique. It's
Stephen Ross is like Scarface,
it's Vince McMahon, Robert Kraft, and a couple others. It's called the Greenwich clique.
Yeah, but when you say the word friend, I think you got to put air quotes around it because none of those guys are friends.
Exactly, Pam.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
They're a bunch of vipers. They're a bunch of vipers. That's what they are.
That's why I called it a clique.
This is my realm here.
But that's why it's a clique. That's why it's a clique. None of them are actually friends, but they're all in the same clique, the Greenwich clique.
This is my realm right here. This is my realm, and I'm going to give you the insight. They're friendly, right? But I think Robert Kraft and Vince McMahon have a better chance of being close friends, better friends than Stephen Ross and Vince McMahon because it comes down to the P word. It comes down to the P word, period. And I don't think Stephen Ross is extreme as those two are on the P word.
I agree. That's why I look at him like he's the lackey of the clique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stephen Ross is their little token boy from South. Stephen Ross is their little token boy from Detroit.
Money than Robert Kraft. How he's the lucky when he got more money than Robert Kraft?
No, he's a fly-by-night owner is what he is. He's a fly-by-night owner.
I'll tell you why, Big Nick. Because money ain't everything. It's still plebes and patricians around here.
Power.
It's
about power.
Hey, what's going on, Ty Bless?
Hey, Color.
I tell you what, he's a fly-by-night owner. That's what he is.
Hey, Color. Stephen Ross is from Detroit.
Money is so.
Well, I don't know if he's from Detroit, but he is definitely heavily in.
He's got a lot of exactly, yeah, a lot of ties in that city.
He graduated from Miami Beach High or something like that.
And University of Michigan, right?
Yeah, he was. But he was born in. He was. What happened was he was born in Michigan. His dad went bankrupt, so he had to move to Miami to live with his grandfather for a while.
Oh, that boy a soldier. Stephen Ross is that guy's a soldier.
And he made his money.
As a matter of fact, he made his money. Hey, remember the movie Scarface, the Fountain?
That's what I'm saying. Shane, he grew up in that era.
Yeah,
he was probably pushing peas back then, man. Stephen Ross is a boss.
And check this out. He got his undergraduate before he went to Michigan.
Where you get that from, Pete?
Before he went to Michigan, he got his undergrad at Florida.
Man, that guy's a soldier.
Oh God, it all makes sense.
Oh, that's when his career took a turn for the worse.
God,
that makes him smart. That's the only reason he's got money.
That's the reason why he had a couple of missteps.
The 80s in Miami.
Gainesville. I'm going to Gainesville. That's where everybody gains.
Stephen Ross owns Hudson Yards in New York.
Yeah.
If you want to be a heavyweight actor, some of the biggest actors in Hollywood, you kind of go to the U. You know what I'm saying?
Stephen Ross just basically Stephen Ross is in the process of rebuilding all of Detroit.
Yeah, he's trying to get like
you know what,
100
Color?
million acres of freaking land downtown.
Hell
I didn't know that.
Well, he did it for Miami Gardens, so I guess he can go do it for Detroit.
Yep. Now some might call. And
Well,
I'm going to be honest.
more in Detroit.
I'm going to be honest. Look. I want to be fair because I don't want to get political, but I want to be fair that some see it as gentrification. I get it. But to me, it's like Detroit has had a deliverance that's long time coming, in my opinion, and that city should not be.
Nah,
where
I'm gonna
it's
tell
at
you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, Color. That if you look at Detroit right now, you buy a house for like 60,000, and that house is like 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. They
That's
look
what
like
I'm saying.
mansions.
Detroit.
Over here, they'll be like $500,000 house.
It's fucking Motown, bro. Detroit does not
Well,
deserve
those
to
houses
be
not
the
60,000
city it's
no
been.
more.
Look, Detroit
Yes,
does
probably more
not
like
deserve to be the city it's
200
been for the last 15
You
years
could
or
find
20
you
years.
could find some beat down houses with good sized acres and property in Detroit right now for 50,000.
Yeah, you can't.
Guaranteed.
What Peter's
Guaranteed.
leaving out though, it ain't no goddamn where to work in Detroit though. You know what I'm saying? So,
But that's the point of rebuilding. That's the point of rebuilding the city. Is jobs and all that shit.
Yeah, we mean there's no jobs. You could start an OnlyFans.
I believe this when it comes to
I want to hear Big Nick's opinion. Hold on, guys. I want to hear Big Nick's opinion, guys. Come on. Go ahead, Big Nick.
There's gentrification, right? Which is, we all know what gentrification is. And then there's something that's being mistaken as gentrification, meaning there's enough skilled jobs out here without a college degree for you as to get a decent employment and afford this upgrade to this particular property we did. I believe there's two different things. Like people look at certain neighborhood in my city and say gentrified. I'm looking at it like they want $1,900 a month for rent. That ain't gentrification. That's goddamn it. This job's out there paying $18 an hour. Go get you one.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm glad you got a chance to say all that, bro.
But there are places where there's gentrification.
Of course,
but yeah, you can't.
Of course,
Old Town is gentrification.
If I can speak to that point about, you don't need the college education and all that kind of stuff. I don't know that that's true anymore. It used to be true. My uncle never got past a 10th grade education. He went in the service. He ended up on the board of directors of Boeing. He was head of the MX missile system, which was a thing for y'all. Y'all are probably too young to remember that.
I remember the MX missiles. I remember that.
Right. Okay. So he came up out of, being completely poor, born in Georgia, my family was dirt poor. Didn't get an education of any kind, took every job he could from the bottom up and worked his way to the top in the board of directors of Boeing. I don't think that can be done anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be, because smart people don't necessarily capable of affording a good education.
But see, that's American elitism. That's American elitism right there in your face, what you're looking at, because those jobs are still here. They just got through putting on 2 roofs in my neighborhood. 2 roofs. A roof to put on right now today, probably for the size of these roofs, probably was $200,000 to $300,000 to put a roof on these types of roofs. And these workers absolutely not $200,000 to $300,000. I'm sorry. My apologies.
30,000.
Roof for that size probably be $30,000 to $60,000.
Yeah.
$30,000 to $60,000, and they got 10 people working on the roof. And these people know the values of these roofing jobs. These people are still putting their kids through college if they choose to. These people are still homeowners. These people are still driving the big F-150s. It's still there. It's just that we as Americans, we've come numb to these types of things because of computerization of our workforce. But no, these jobs still there. These people still doing it.
There's the big F-150 reference again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's when you know you made it. You drive a big F-150.
That's right. Hey, Big Nick, I see him once a week out here across the street from me in the apartment complex across the street. They get a landscaping crew shows up once a week, same time every week. Work,
that's That's
And
20,000.
I don't know, Pam. Those are gas guzzlers. I don't know about
what I mean is the grass is still growing. It don't matter what changes in this world. Grass still grows. It still needs to be cut. You know, I mean, all that
I
stuff.
don't know.
Garbage still
A guy that's been
accumulates. It still
driving.
needs to be taken out. You know.
I got friends that's been driving sanitation for over 20 years, and all of them are homeowners. I got friends that've been working at Port Everglades for over 20 years,
That's
and
because
all
they're
of them
doing the
have
right
additions
thing.
to their home.
They're doing the right thing. You know, they're working hard. They're doing their thing.
Sanitation is very lucrative business.
Well,
By the way,
by the way, Crypto,
it costs to move trash.
F-150 is not a gas guzzler. I get 25 to 26 on the highway. I get 20 in the city. I got a 2.7. You know, what do you call it? The EcoBoost with the what do you call them? The turbo.
Exactly, and that was part of that new standard push in 2013 to get them up there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred, you're just
even
in
trucks like yours can be gas efficient.
You're just in time. You're just in time, Fred, to give your final thoughts, man. I'm about to wrap this up.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, by the way, real quickly, everybody knows that Ford is the acronym for Found on the Road Dead. But go ahead.
Nah, hey, Shake, you know what I say about Ford?
Did you hear my husband? Come on. Hang on, Shake. Listen to what my husband said. Go ahead, babe.
I believe that's first on race day.
No, fix repair daily.
Fix repair daily.
Mustang. Must got a Mustang.
Pam's husband's like, oh, I figured out Color's a Chevy guy. It makes all sense now.
And Ford is about to start getting Ford.
He's probably got a Chrysler.
No, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Anybody have their final thoughts real quick before I'm gonna close this up?
I just want to say thank you, Shake. Thank you so much for another great panel. Thanks for having me. You always do such a good job. And guys, love you guys.
Thank you, man.
Ben's up, babies.
All right, Pam.
God bless. What's up? You having fun?
Appreciate it, Pam. Let me give one. Have a good one, Pam.
Go ahead, Big Nick.
So I want to come on here and I first want to, you ever heard the term, if you even dream about slapping me, you better wake up and apologize. You ever heard that term?
Yeah.
So I just knew I was going to come on the Fizz tailgate today and hear all this Chris Greer bashing. And I am so thankful and so happy. And I want to apologize because I was wrong. And I'm proud of you guys for not being blinded and blaming our great general manager.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Except for being a Patriot family. Other than that,
I think Chris Greer
is trash.
Chris Greer did a great job.
Right.
The only knock that I have on Chris Greer is that he hasn't traded Wilkins yet. That's it.
my only knock is his father.
Shake.
I drink Dunkin' Donuts too, so.
Shake, you know you mad. You know you were crying when he's traded, and then your boy Noah. You know you love.
Oh shit! I'm still crying. What are you talking about? I'm still am. What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Shake is still shaking the salt water out of his ear from being thrown off the ark, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Even the Noah move, Greer fleeced the Cowboys, and I'm gonna explain to tell you guys why. Because even if this guy only plays special teams all season, he's contributed more than Noah did. So that's crazy.
With
that being said, I'm ending right now.
Don't worry, I got him. If this dude comes over here and just only contributes on special team all year, then he's contributing more than Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Nick, he's still a Dolphin, bro.
Right? Yeah.
And do drive-bys.
So with that being said, hey, fins up everybody. Fins up everybody. Have a good night.
Fins up.
Right,